And we should be live. I'm gonna go check on this other window.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Do I have like a clear like Michigan Canada accent?
No,
Accident.
No,
It is
it's just an accident.
Maybe. I've been away from Chicago too long, down in Southern Ohio, and I'm starting to get a lot of y'all.
Hey, y'all is the most inclusive way to say
It's a great.
Yeah.
hello.
Oh, I didn't mean the specific. I mean, I say y'all, but I didn't mean the specific word y'all as much as I did. Just like little intonations here and there, and one of our kids definitely has some of it to her. Ooh, that has got some. That's good. It's gonna get me wired. This is I was like, what's it? This is a double shot of espresso over ice, mezcal, coffee liqueur, liqueur. How do y'all say that word? Liqueur. Liqueur.
I just say liqueur.
Liqueur.
It's like
liqueur.
liqueur.
A few drops of like lemon, like a little lemon zest in there, like tiniest dash of like vanilla syrup. It's
You're so fucking fancy. I love it.
Always.
I saw a bartender make an espresso martini with kind of the same ingredients, but he shredded Parmesan cheese on top of it.
I saw that TikTok.
Yeah. He was like, this sounds stupid.
Parmesan.
And then he made it and he's like, actually, it's good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have Parmesan. Yeah. I should go get it.
Yeah. Do it.
Make the cocktail on the street.
Go on.
I just gotta go get Parmesan. I know it's added too. Doing one more to say we are officially live. I'm gonna make sure the Discord knows as well. Thank you all so much for taking a little time to hang out with us tonight. This is going to be fun.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh my God. I keep getting distracted and not thinking about what I'm going to say.
What are you going to say?
Okay, you're like the longest running game master probably out of all of us. So
yeah,
you coming up with stuff I think is not a long stretch. You'll be fine.
Okay, fine. Oh my God, I think I found my character's voice.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I would never make you listen
that
to
would
that
be fine. It's not even in the top. That wouldn't even be in the top 5 of voices I've had to deal with for extended periods of time. But let's jump in and let's go around and just hello. We are not. We are very unfamiliar. I mean, I've been on this channel a couple of times, but this is V. I think you joined me for a charity stream here last year.
I sure did.
Some new faces, some rare faces. There's no Katie, no Ben. They're tied up in the other room. And I've taken control. I own Amateurish Productions now. It has been usurped and colonized. It is mine now. So get ready for the New World Order. Thank you.
On the other hand,
thank you, Fred and Rob, for helping, and V for helping. They were willing accomplices to my takeover. But no, Katie and Ben were going to be here, but then they were informed that they had to get to PAX a day earlier than they thought they did. So that's where they are. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Pat Edwards. I'm a writer, author, novelist, screenwriter, and TTRPG designer. I have a company I co-founded called Storytellers Forge. We are in the middle of a backer kit funding campaign for our first big book launch, the Black Ballad, under that label. Doing all right. Last I checked today, as if I'm not checking every 15 minutes. We're at about 118,000 in funding, which is
very nice.
We're very excited about that. Very grateful.
Yeah.
We're in stretch goal territory. I think we have 7 or 8 of the 10 planned stretch goals unlocked. I really want to get the 120 because that is another one. So 2 of our 10 stretch goals are purely raises for our collaborators. So our artists and guest writers and editors. And we built in stretch goals that all they were was it's just going straight to them. the money is just to help, because we hit our goal, which is great. Everyone gets paid their full rate, but now we're just trying to pay people more because we have an amazing crew of collaborators. And speaking of an amazing crew of collaborators, who are you people? Why don't you tell
At
them?
150, you untie Ben and Katie. They get to live.
Yeah.
Oh, that's important to mention.
That's actually
It's a
if
stretch
we're
goal. It's not
murdered,
it's
that's-
not
that's a
mandatory, but
deal.
if we make enough,
Yeah.
you in chat are no longer liable for murder.
Oh my god.
I mean, Katie is a delightful soul and will be let go no matter what. I mean, Ben, for the good
That's
of
fair.
humanity, he might need to stay.
I've seen Ben's karaoke, and I think he deserves whatever fate you have in store for him, based on that alone.
As someone who's a terrible singer, now I kind of want to flip and defend Ben.
Well, all you have to do is donate.
Yeah. Or join. Fred, speaking, since you just had the great idea, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, I am Fred, and I will be playing a satyr wizard called Hemlock tonight. But just a little bit of background on myself. I am a part of an amazing podcast community called Geekly Inc., where we do a lot of different shows, and the flagship being Greetings Adventures. I am also on a show called Cthulhu and Friends alongside with V, who is our game master. And I also run a show called Vanguard of the Veil. It is a Monster of the Week actual play podcast that we run on Mondays on twitch.tv/Geekly Inc. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a background on myself.
Are you ever going to let me reprise my character from the live show?
Oh,
Live show?
I've been trying so hard. I tried to get on the live show this year, but I think they're trimming it down. I've been trying to launch the 1979 group again, so hang
No,
tight.
I meant like on the existing one.
Oh yeah, no, come on. Well, we are playing in like current time, so your character is much older, unless we do some kind of like time loop.
I mean, that's fine. I can play
We can
an
make it work.
old Bob Nagurski. That's fine.
Yeah, that would be great. I will have you on the show.
He's retired. He's
Absolutely.
had both knees and both hips replaced.
You could be like part cyborg now or something. We could like create a playbook for you.
I'm okay with that. I love it.
Yeah.
Rob, tell us about
Hey.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm Rob. I am Robert G. Reeve everywhere, but I've been laying low the past like 2 months. I haven't been super active on Twitter, which is where you can normally find me. But I'm shaking off the dust, and I am finishing up a booklet that I started a little while ago called "This Booklet is a Mimic." The
Excellent.
booklet itself, obviously, is not a mimic, but it's all about mimics. And the star of the show in that is a mimic, several mimics banded together to together mimic the shape of a dragon. And it's a little encounter that you can run as a dungeon master if you want to bait and switch your players, making them think they're fighting one monster, and then they've got like a Cronenberg Voltron that starts to come apart at the seams.
That's
So keep an eye
amazing.
out for that. I'm working on
Nice.
that because I just apparently won an award for a podcast. I was on Kill Every Monster, and I won a Best Guest
nice.
award. Your guess is as good as mine how that happened.
Amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I was really pleasantly surprised when they messaged me about it. So it's got me back in the saddle. Tonight I am playing Young. Young is a Fey wanderer who has come to Nox Valar, and he is certain that he does not belong here. He is certain he got here by mistake and that he is not dead. And I'm kind of leaving it up to Pat to decide whether that's true or not. So
It's going to be
yeah.
a literal game time decision, I think.
Cool. I like it.
Let me see that ink again. You got rocking there.
Oh, yeah. I
wow.
sat down and I just I let him make it up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Is that a dungeon map?
That's what I
Everybody
thought.
says it's something different. Some people think it looks like a doily. Some people think it looks like Space Invaders or Tetris.
V, that was my first thought too. Where
Okay, yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
else is wrong. Pat and I are right.
Yeah. I said give me something geometrical, and he went for like mosaic. Yeah.
okay,
That's it.
I like it.
Thanks.
I might finally get my first one. I would say if we max out all the stretch
You
goals,
seem
I'll
like a
live
tattoo
stream
guy.
it.
You seem like you'd have like a dozen.
I have none. And I have like a couple of ideas and things. I just have never gotten around to it.
Get like a Kratos thing up the side
Oh,
of your head.
just for my first one, just go full headpiece. Just like, well, I'm gonna do it. Might as well dive right in. No, but I'm thinking, yeah, I got something very nerdy for the forearm planned.
Cool. I want to hear about it, but later because Veronica has to say hey.
Yes. How's it going?
This isn't the day in the life part yet. You can just say who the character is.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I've given it no thought about any of the other things. Hey, everybody, I am Veronica. I am the dungeon master. No, forget it. Sorry. I'm the game master for the podcast Cthulhu and Friends. We play a pulp Cthulhu style game. So if you want to think about abject horror, if it were mixed with like Riverdale, that's exactly what you would get, is just the horniest little Call of Cthulhu game you can get. Am I right
Nice.
with that, Fred? Yeah, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I mean, we most recently had an orgy with Satan himself, so I mean, come on,
That did happen.
You know,
that happened in
controversial
real life.
opinion I have. Satan, generous lover.
Oh,
I think a lot of people would think selfish lover. I think generous
No.
lover.
100%. There was lube for days, and everywhere else there is lube for days. Is my brain? It's slippery today.
I like to think Satan uses like cinnamon flavored lube because it's like that spice, you know, like
and
hot
that is
tamale
how
candy.
he's a selfish lover.
My underrated Satan, Viggo Mortensen was Satan in a 90s movie called The Prophecy with Christopher
Oh
Walken.
my
I
gosh!
don't remember anything about that movie
this.
except that scene.
Yeah. Because
Where
he
he
comes out of
threatens to,
nowhere
like-
in like the last 10 minutes and he's like, I'll love you more than Jesus. And you're like, all right, Viggo, you can do whatever you want to me.
He
I just
definitely
remember
came
a
out of
line
nowhere.
he drops that's like to the whoever the protagonist is, something like I can, before he like tries to be, he's like something like, I can lay you out and fill your mouth with your mother's feces or something really
Yeah.
fucking raw.
Wow.
Like
I love it.
I just that yes, that's one of those things where it's, I couldn't tell you a single thing about that movie except I know it's like something like you're gonna give birth to the next chosen one or something, but I couldn't, except for that scene burned in my brain because he was very frightening and in a sexy way.
Yeah. I rewatched
Well, enough
it.
about
It's
Satan. What about
fine.
me? So I'll be playing Bevers today, and Bevers is a Psi fighter. That's about it. Not a TIE fighter, but a Psi fighter.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about look at that. Katie's texting me. I now have mod powers, so act right, chat, or I can ban you.
I'm the mod now.
And I'm not going to give them back afterwards. So let's talk about the thing. The people die. People move on to afterlives. Except we exist in these worlds of magic where resurrection is a thing. And resurrection can make the concept of life and afterlife go a little wonky, right? Imagine you're God and you have laid claim to a soul. They worshipped you, they followed you, they made a deal, whatever it is. This soul belongs to you. And as is often the case with gods, their power is derived from the souls that they claim. So imagine a soul dies, enters your afterlife, only to be plucked back to the mortal realm by a pesky resurrection spell. Maybe that soul lives another 10, 20 years before they die again. Who knows what choices they'll make in that extra life? Maybe that soul no longer is yours the next time they die. Naturally, you would feel cheated. This cycle of death, resurrection, life, death, slighted gods led to no small amount of conflict, no small amount of clashes between deities and their followers, holy wars, bloodshed, more death, more resurrection, more death, endless cycle. That was until the goddess Nixia sacrificed herself to create a new plane of existence, one that between the mortal planes and the afterlife realms. And this was called the Sunless Crossing. a massive swath of flat grasslands with waist-high golden and wheat and grass and ash perpetually falling from a sky devoid of any celestial bodies, no suns, no moons, no stars, just a slowly swirling cloud vortex centered over a single point. The one major feature of note, a massive mesa rising from the plains. And on top of this mesa, the teeming megalopolis of Nox Falar, a veritable jungle of black and white marble stone, home to tens of millions of souls between life and afterlife. Some are just here waiting to be resurrected. Some are here because they're not they have some issue they need to move on before they can go on to their final resting place. And some, like the very large gargoyle population of the city, are here because they have nowhere else to go. Zooming in on this crowded, packed city of dead souls, some looking very much vibrant and alive, some looking like ghosts and skeletons and undead, some looking like a combination of the two. We have three individuals who have made lives here, or unlives here. First up is Hemlock. So, what does Hemlock, to give us a quick or another description, Fred, of what Hemlock looks like, and then tells us how Hemlock has been spending his time in Nox Falar.
Yeah, so Hemlock is in his middle ages. Well, at least he was when he was alive. And he, has these magnificent horns that are adorned with jewelry. He doesn't wear a shirt, but does have this like amazing chest and, just full of just fur that is a nice brown color, adorned with what looks like a bandolier that has scroll tubes that ends in a handy haversatchel, just a magical bag that allows him to access just about anything he needs on him. He wears these white billowing harem pants that kind of tie off at his hooves, and you can see that he has jewelry kind of adorning his hooves as well. He spends most of his days at the Exora's Belfry, which is kind of like a center for knowledge, I imagine it as. And he is just that, pursues knowledge at every angle and is trying to learn as much as possible. Um, I like to think of him as like the absent roommate that is never in the home that he probably pays for and is always at the library studying over and over. And every once in a while, when he hears about, these rifts or these dark happenings, he'll go and explore these areas. But otherwise, you will probably find him just, nestled into a book or a large scroll or something along those lines. Other than that, he does enjoy a bit of drink and also a little bit of merriment. He is known to perform from time to time, even at his age, but otherwise quite studious.
Excellent. Rob, tell us about Young. As far as from Young's perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Young is pale, dark-haired, elven, a little bored, and wanders from place to place, from realm to realm. And whenever he tires of one, he moves on to the next one. And he doesn't always remember the journeys. He remembers and anticipates the destinations. And he heard about Nox Valar and decided that he was going to make his way here. And the other day, he fell asleep and found his journey here was much shorter than he anticipated. He's used to short journeys when he sets his mind to something because he's wandered between planes accidentally or deliberately before. Some sort of magic has whisked him from place to place. but it's not certain, and he would have no idea whether that same magic is what brought him here to Nox Villar now.
Nice. Excellent. I'm still letting you know what I'm thinking.
That's okay.
She's
Take your
laughing.
time. I think it should be a mystery to me and to everybody watching for a while.
Until a perfect moment
Yeah.
presents itself. Veronica,
Yeah,
tell us about. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I read through a little bit of the stuff that you sent us about Nox Villar, and I think if I had to pick a place where he'd be right now, the Grey Vista sounds nice. Sounds like a place for newbies that
Yeah.
maybe they get a little taken advantage of. So
Yeah. So what Rob is describing is since the city is on top of a huge mesa, and you have to go up this curving ramp it's hollowed out on the inside of the mountain to reach there, and it spills at the top into this huge promenade that looks out over the ashen fields of the Sunless Crossing, and it's just kind of a big city open public space. And yes, lots of maybe less scrupulous sorts that are looking to take advantage of newbies hang out there. Veronica, what's Bevers up to?
Oh, well, Bevers has been Bevers is a she's been in armies. She has really enjoyed a very active lifestyle up until that bolt went right through her chest. She does have quite dark skin with golden like lips. Um, she would never, of course, indulge in any kind of makeup, but she absolutely does. And she's got some pretty sick ass Mithra armor that is kind of stuck in her. She can't take it off because she still has the remaining bolt that's just going straight through her heart. And she's got some dark curly hair. It just kind of wraps around her back. And she's always got a small chair with her because she is a professional cue sitter. Time is of the essence in Nox Villar, and she gets paid in
That's Q as in QUEUE.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah. She will absolutely wait in line for you, but you better have one of her very favorite strains of a very special plant. I will say that she is really, really fond of some dryads down, some high elf, little mind flayer. So if you bring her the right thing, she might get in the back of the line for you. So, you know, there's always a bargain to be made with Bevers, who is waiting for the love of her life to resurrect her from this place of eternal waiting.
Excellent. And yes, and you hit on something that is important about this place. Seeing as this plane is pretty much almost all dead people, and traditional gold and silver somehow still makes it here, because often what happens when a soul dies and is woken up and arrives in the Sunless Crossing, they have a kind of a moment of self-manifestation, right? And that's why you get souls that arrive here looking like ghosts, some looking like undead, some bearing the wounds that killed them, and some looking amazing, just completely unblemished. And really what comes with that too is a lot of people, their money is the most important thing, so that remanifests here. Problem is, immortal gargoyles and these demigods, they don't have any use for gold and silver. There's even a whole district of the city that's just discarded coins and jewels and creates little mountains of it. The primary currency of Nox Villar is time, as Bevers has figured out. And there are so many souls, there are so many people here. There's a wait for everything. No matter where you want to go, what store or building or who you want to talk to, there's a wait. And you can have a place held in line by obtaining these crossway coins, or you can have someone wait for you. And time is the currency here. The more valuable or the more coveted a person or an audience or a place is, and the further up in line your coin is or your place is, the more valuable it is. So much so that whole gambling cultures have come up around people wagering spots and lines for various services and needs, audiences with powerful gods and devils to strike deals to get out of this place and maybe go back to the mortal realm. That can be found at the House of Dawn, the gambling establishment. So that's excellent. And then the three of you all know each other by chance. You've, despite the fact that, again, souls are dead, there's still kind of, you find the routine is helpful. Having some place to call your own is helpful just for your own mental well-being. Even if your bodies don't technically need sleep or sustenance, there is still a lively bar scene in Knoxville, because even if you don't technically need food and drink, it's still fun to drink and eat food. And if you don't technically sleep, there's still a lot of demand for housing, for a place just to call your own, a quiet corner for solitude. And you all happen to be neighbors in a district, the Blackstone district, and there are you live in these buildings that are attached to each other. They're very almost like a New York City brownstone. They're very narrow though. They're 4 stories high, but very, very narrow, and they're just right next to each other with little stair stoops to go up and in. And this is where you each, and you just happen to be neighbors. And one day, and you're all out doing your thing, and you return to your district, and you see a little crowd milling about outside your 3 respective homes.
They're on my porch.
You see a ghostly woman who looks like a human woman but has a blue translucent ghostly look to her. You recognize as Ethel Bunbury, who's kind of a caretaker, not really a landlord because there's not really do rent here in Knoxville, but like a caretaker for your district. You see some Nixian guards in their matte armor milling about, 2 gargoyles, one very large and thick, one very sort of short and spindly. And you see a lot of neighbors and just other, dead folk milling about.
I'm gonna excuse me.
go ahead. Yes, please.
Pardon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Young. Yes. Excuse me. Thank you. Do you want some of this? And she holds out a pipe to you. It's ridiculously ornate. It's fine. This is fine.
Oh yeah, thanks. And I'm gonna reach into the end of the pipe and just start eating whatever's in it.
That is on fire. I just wanted to let you know that is.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of spicy.
Yes.
It is a delicacy in where we come from in the Fey world. It's how we eat it.
Yeah, it's Fey fire actually. So yeah, that makes sense. Ethel, what? Why are all these people on our porches?
She quickly sort of hover floats over to you. She's like, "Oh geez, oh geez, I can't believe this happened. I've been minding this district, this neighborhood for 127 years, and never had nothing like this happened.
Did you get laid? Oh.
No, I've been checking up with this skeleton fella down the block a little bit. I mean, he ain't got a lot of meat on the bones. He's just bones, but he still knows what to do with them. You was robbed. Your trees was robbed. Somebody busted into your places. They're all ransacked and whatnot. Got the Nixian gods here, but I don't know how much they're gonna be used to be between you and me.
This is not good. What do you mean, robbed?
You're welcome to run in and check out, your places.
Oh my God. Hemlock, give me strength. And I'm going to kind of just hook on to him.
And I will walk Bevers upstairs and we search our various floors.
Tell me what the state of my chairs are, please.
How many chairs do you have?
I would say in the neighborhood of 40 to 42.
Okay, roll me a d20. Just straight up.
It's coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes, yes. That's a natural 20.
Oh no.
So
All right, I'll
that
flip
seems
it.
fine.
No, no,
That seems
no.
fine.
A
I guess
DM
let's
should
go the
never
other
say,
way because
"Oh,
20 is
no," when
good.
it's-
Okay, because 20 is good. I was going to say how many.
In this game, I think.
None are broken. None are like broken, but a bunch are they're flipped over. There's some with scuffs. I think
Oh
there's
my
a little
God.
tear in the felt on one of them.
The disrespect for my chairs. I will kill the best again. I'll kill the bastard that did this.
Yeah, you can die in here, and it's not a pleasant outcome if you do. It's a very bad fate.
That's probably why Bevers is actually really afraid to take out the bolt, because she's heard that like you should never take out any kind of what is it called? Not flesh wound, puncture wound. I don't know.
Because you're afraid you're gonna bleed out even though you're dead. So you find your places aren't like over the top thrashed. It's more like definitely messed up, drawers pulled out, cabinets flung open, anywhere something could be hidden. And you're all missing some valuable stuff. You are missing like Hemlock, you're missing one of your most valuable grimoires, tomes.
I have the urchin background, so I'm gonna stand on the porch and look around and be like, "They swept. My sleeping bag is gone." And I'm gonna sit down on the porch and lean against it.
They like
It's not
left
the
you
same.
stuff because they felt bad for you because you had nothing. Where did this
Yeah,
furniture
like-
come from?
I was just crashing on this porch, and whatever I was crashing with is gone.
They just assumed
Literally,
it was
like-
yours.
Yeah.
I
Your
would
bindle.
I would like to roll an investigation, see if there's
My
any
toothbrush.
clues that were left behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 18 plus 8, 26 investigation.
So Hemlock, in your apartment, in your house, you find on the shelves where you had like your valuable grimoire and some other maybe some potions, whatever you tell me, some other valuable items that are now missing. You find a residue, like an oily substance.
Jarvis, what do you make of this? And at that point, a spectral figure shows up next to me. Well, sir, it looks like an oily substance. You are ever helpful, Jarvis. I do not know why I ask. Bevers, Young, I have found something, I believe. It looks like, an oily substance.
Oh, what's it for? Did you ask Jarvis?
Yes, he was unable to tell me anything more than I already knew, of course.
What
He
do
is
you
my
know?
assistant, after all.
I'm gonna smell it, like lick it a little bit.
It is odorless and tasteless. It's not iocane powder, I'll tell you.
Okay, well,
Could we do some kind of check on it, whether like arcane or nature, or do we think that's the extent of the information we could get from the substance?
Yeah, you can try. If you want, you can kind of collect it. If you want to screen, you could probably. It's very, very. It's not much in any one spot. But if you were to like those little, like a server at a restaurant, like will scrape off like if you kind of take a dagger and scrape, you could probably get enough to get maybe like a quarter ounce or half ounce into like a vial.
I have just the thing, and I'll take out a makeup compact and just take out all of the makeup. Here Here, put it in this.
I don't think this is a good idea to mix with whatever was in here. I have plenty of vials. Do not worry.
That was really I waited in line for like 17 days
At
for that.
Deathora, she waited at Deathora for so long to get that makeup.
Oh my god!
I
And
do
she's
not
gonna start
know-
scooping it up.
That would be
pressing it
best.
in.
I do not know why you upended that. It looks valuable. I'll use Mage Hand and I'll place it into a vial.
Okay, that works. Bevers, do you want to do any investigation in your apartment?
Oh,
Young,
for
I'm assuming you
sure.
don't because you didn't even know the interior was yours. So
Can I say that maybe I was renting out one of my floors to Bevers or to Bevers?
To you.
That's me. That's me, guys. Bevers is doubling. No. Can I say that I was maybe renting out my little space as honestly a favor and for nothing to Young, like renting out
Yeah.
that porch.
that's fine. It's easy enough.
Goodwill.
And then I imagine as a fighter, did you have some sharp implements lying around?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm always packing, so I'm like just
Yeah.
hanging out. Sure, there were like knives and I did have a bolt that I got from Copper General when I was back up in Earth times, but that's really it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Why don't you make me an investigation check in your apartment?
Oh Jesus Christ, this is not going to go well, guys. Not at all.
I'll give you advantage because it's your home.
Okay, that sounds great. We're gonna roll it. That is worse. Okay. Um that's a healthy 8.
All right. It doesn't take much though to spot even with an 8, even just a barely very indifferent scan of the room to see a torn scrap of black cloth on the floor near one of your many weapons that are just laying around. And maybe someone snagged it.
Ugh. I'm gonna hold it up by 2 fingers and whip over to Young. What do you make of this?
I'm gonna grab it and match it up with my cape and see if there are any scraps missing out of my cape.
How perceptive is Young? Would you say is Young a very
Uh,
detail-oriented person? Do they have anything?
I 0
How's their
for
eyesight?
investigation. Perception. I'm trained. I'm +5. My best skill by far is deception, though.
Okay.
I have expertise in deception.
Does anyone have particularly good eyes or?
Yeah, that'd be me.
Okay.
Usually real good at it.
Okay. Well, you can look at that now later, but you have this oily residue. You have the scrap of black cloth.
My sleight of hand is also pretty good. So what black cloth? I like hold it up. And... oh yeah, it matches. It fits. Great.
What does? And she
that was
takes
me.
it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, and the room just kind of lights up with this orange glow from her mouth. What were we talking about?
The same thing. We were talking about the same thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, help
This
me put all these chairs back to rights. I mean, I'm
Sure.
gonna have to sit in line for weeks to get enough stain and oil.
30 seconds. Keep going. 30 seconds.
I mean, and the crazy thing about it is that you could have just come in here and gotten all of my valuable cush and not tumped over.
They
all
are
of those chairs.
this one in particular very cushy.
Ooh, yes. I'm
why
so
do you
I
like
should have
chairs?
offered you a chair. I had not considered that before.
What, like in the short term or like to take home?
Well, either or. I mean, I wouldn't have given you my best
On
chair,
the port,
but
I could have sat. Yeah.
Why do you have
That
so
was
many
pretty
chairs?
cool.
Young is still uprighting chairs. There are so many chairs in here. I don't understand.
Between 40 and 42 of them. I
Yeah.
lost
Oh,
count.
that is fair. Okay, it is important that we figure out who did this to us, is it not? More important than these 40 chairs.
Those 40 chairs seem pretty important to Bevers.
Okay. Well, that is a lot for someone that pays me in Dragon's Beard to wait outside the local taverns just so that he can get a special little drink. So I'd say those chairs are pretty important.
But okay, this is true, but I think
You
we are
still
missing.
haven't
the
told
point
me why
here.
you collect. They're for sitting when you sit in lines. Got it.
Yeah.
You set these in a bunch of different places. Do they hold seats for you? What's the customs here? I'm kind of new. I've only been here, I don't know, 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Young, let me tell you how the economy here works.
Bevers.
You have to have chairs. The
Chairs.
more chairs you have, the better of a queue sitter you
Okay,
are.
chair bartering. Got it.
Yes, of course. So I can
Chair-based
go out.
economy. That one's new to me.
Yeah. Well, and in this economy, you must have as many chairs as you can collect. That's why the top floor, nothing but hammocks. What if you want to lounge and wait? So, you see what I mean? It's pretty because we don't have to eat, we don't have to sleep. And those of us that are waiting for their hot boyfriends to resurrect them, you got to have something to do. So you might as well sit in line.
Wait, why don't you have to eat or sleep? Like legally, you don't have to.
Oh no, because we're all dead.
No, I mean, I definitely took a long nap on that porch there. I mean, it wasn't very restful, but that was just 'cause I was worried about my things, and now I don't have to be worried about my things anymore. So,
Young, where do you think we are?
well, this city is called Noxvillar, so
Correct.
Noxvillar, I guess.
In the realm of
You lost me on that one.
the Sunless Crossing.
Sunless Cross. Okay, cool.
Yes, this is
Right
where
on.
the dead go after they die. You know this, correct? You had to have died to get here.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Bevers.
Look,
I
Sunless
did
Cross.
not
Everybody,
realize.
every place has a fanciful name. There's a Feywild. There's a Shadowfell. Those places are weird and creepy. You don't have to be Fey to be in the Feywild. You don't have to fall into shadow to go to the Shadowfell.
I'm
But
from
you
a place
do.
called Green Mist. This is Ethel. She
Green
comes-
Mist.
I was like, who
That's
is
where I
that?
was when I was
Who the fuck
alive.
is-
Also, she's a ghost and she somehow has a cigarette. She's a ghost cigarette. It's
That's fair.
translucent.
Ethel, do you recall seeing anybody rifling around our apartments?
Oh yeah,
before all
totally. And I
this?
just waited till this moment to bring it up.
You
No,
don't have
I
to
didn't see
be
nothing.
rude.
No, but did you find anything? I wouldn't really. She cocks her blue translucent finger back at the gargoyle Nixian guards. Like I wouldn't really expect from Stony and Rockface back there. I don't think they're gonna do much. But
Oh yeah, they never do. I mean,
No.
it's in their nature to not give a shit about anybody.
yeah, it's like
Oh, hello, Raiders.
hey Gab. All guards are.
All guards are.
Trash, is that you?
Hello, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. Our poor 3 dead souls had their homes in the afterlife robbed.
I'm not dead. It's 2 dead souls and a
ex-
living guy.
Young is
Sounds like a
Young
sitcom.
has yet to deal with the reality of the situation. Bethel, the ghostly caretaker, is like, did you find anything of interest?
I have a quick. Is it fine? I have not played with Rob before. Is it okay if we improv on your character a bit, or is that not okay? So I'm gonna.
I'm here for the ride, baby. Do whatever.
Okay.
You can improvise
You don't know who
murdering
you
me in
just
the
said
middle of
that
this.
to.
You just open yourself up to a world of hurts.
So as so as Young is like walking out of the house, because I imagine we're like going toward Ethel and also the porch. I look back at his back, which is just nothing but blood and gush, and I see that little piece of fabric, and I'm like, oh, and I'm gonna pull it right out of his skin folds and meat sack, and we also found this. Hemlock.
Oh, what else? Oh, to Hemlock. Yeah.
And Ethel.
Yes, it's a piece of cloth. Okay.
Well, I found it, and I don't wear black.
Oh, do you think it could be one of the intruders? Maybe a
Mhm.
piece of their clothing.
Perhaps.
Terrible camouflage, black. You actually want a variety of dark colors, not just black, but it does look the coolest. That's why it's what I exclusively wear.
Oh,
Mm.
Hey, what's that?
What do you got in that vial there? Did a ghost like
Oh.
plasm all over you?
oh.
It happens. My usual Saturday night. She reaches out to Bevers for a high five. Your hand goes right through.
I love the way that feels.
So we did find this substance as well. Is this mean anything to you, Ethel? This sticky
Nah,
substance.
but you know you should see about that. Some unknown substance, and does it have a smell or a taste or anything? Or
Bevers, did it have a
no,
smell
I
or a
hope
taste?
nobody tasted it. I hope nobody tasted a foreign substance you found in your home after intruders burst in. But
It did not taste like anything. I will say that, and neither did it smell like anything.
actually, Bevers, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. Now that I think
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
totally, 100% would do that for you.
When I realize the nature of this,
Mhm,
what
mhm,
this
mhm.
is, because I know what it is.
That's a 16.
Okay, you feel rumbly in your tumbly, but no, otherwise fine. It's like a momentary, like,
Oh, I got some
Digestion.
bubble
but
guts.
yeah, you're okay. You're okay. Ethel's like, you know who you should take that to? I think is
Tripping Anthony.
no, and you'd lose the rest of the day. You wouldn't have anything else to do. I know this is, but Big Boom Birdie, she's if it's something, if it it's a chemical substance, Big Boom, her, she's over in the Artificer District. Her shop's probably gonna have smoke pouring out of it. You'll probably hear the explosions as you approach. But let me see that. Let me see that cloth again too.
I hand it over.
Okay, can you?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My
I
eyes.
hold it up in front of her.
My eyesight has gone to
cannot-
shit since I've been a ghost. Because you know how like light passes through me a little bit, and like your eyes need to it makes my eyesight garbage. Can you take a closer look? I feel like I see something. Can everyone make me? Everyone, go ahead and make me an investigation check. Like, imagining everyone just kind of like peering close.
I roll a natural 20.
All right.
Ooh,
I roll a 9.
I rolled an 18.
What the hell, guys?
So to Bevers is like, it's just a fucking piece of black cloth. Hemlock's like, oh, I think I see something. Young is like, what that is, the stitch. You see this stitching? There's like stitching in it. There's a very, very faint bit of like slightly more gray than black. So it makes a pattern.
Mhm.
And it looks like a skeletal hand, like repeated over and over again, like the stitching. Like,
Oh,
very small, like skeletal hands, like in a line, like how a stitching would,
I'm going to react with fear, and I'm
Okay.
going to hold it up to Hemlock. Look at this skeletal hand. This must have come from the cloak of death. He knows I'm still alive, and he's hunting me in the city, trying to find me and kill me. It's a good thing I wasn't here. I could still leave with my life.
yes.
Oh.
You're still alive, and the death is coming for you. Of course.
Oh,
I've evaded it thus
Pepper's
far.
like,
He thinks he's alive. Yeah.
Wait,
doesn't
that's
know.
adorable.
Wait, I thought only gargoyles could be here alive.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like very few exceptions. They don't like it.
Wait,
They really
These
don't like it.
gargoyles are alive, right? They're gargoyles.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't got
alive.
souls, so they don't got afterlives to go to, so they've kind of claimed it.
You are soulless then. Just
No,
kidding.
not me. I mean, I'm a ghost. I literally am all soul, nothing else.
Wait, is this something we should keep a secret? Do you think that is important? Should we not tell people that Young might be alive?
I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a sweet boy. I don't want to upset him.
I mean, okay, so we're ignoring that his butt is bleeding, which maybe he just fell somewhere, has a bloody butt,
It is because you
and
make him
is
sleep on the
still
porch. I
alive.
mean,
Oh,
what kind
I
of person
slept
makes
in
a...
He
blind
has his own
again.
home. He's afraid of it.
I mean, how does he sleep with that thing in his back? Is he a tummy sleeper?
Okay,
I
the
think we're
fact
getting
that
off track here.
a spectral being is less says tummy is real good.
Definitely death. It's got to be death. I'm looking. Got it.
Wait.
Stay alert.
This design on the
Listen
cloth,
for
this is
every possible
interesting. It is
sound.
like
Anyone could be
skeletal
out for
hands.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, but I mean, we got skeletons at a dime a dozen. You can't throw a dagger without hitting the skeleton. Actually, that's kind of hard to do because like they got much meat there. So, but you know what I'm saying? The skeletons everywhere. The city's lousy with skeletons and skeletal images, but yeah,
but maybe we could take it to a tailor or,
could do that. Yeah,
clother,
yeah.
a fashion icon. And maybe they could tell us.
Fashion icon.
You definitely
Somebody who
could.
makes clothing.
Oh, okay. Well, but I mean, aren't we going to Bye Bye Birdies?
It's up. Yeah, so you could do that. You could
They're
do
both
you,
right.
you could do either. So it's your choice. You've got two clues. Alpha
Alright.
kind of handed you like a potential of where one could take you, but the cloth you could anywhere you think that might be able to be identified.
If we're going to
You
go
will.
to Boom Boom Birdies, I know that there is actually a tailor on the way to the line for Bye Bye Birdies, and the line is really not very long there. Like we're looking at maybe 45 to 89 minutes tops.
That's very short in Axelard.
Mm-hmm.
Wait time.
Should we bring the chairs with us?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have these folding ones, and you can put them in this cute little tote that I made. It's made out of
Excellent.
hag's hair. It's like
Do you
macrame.
think this cloth with the skeletons on it? Do you think it came from like an angel? Is death an angel here? Because I hate angels. Celestials are one of my favorite enemies. I hope he's a celestial. I got his number if he is.
I mean, there's lots
I'm
of
coming for death.
celestials.
Death's not coming for me.
Wait, don't throw the cloth on the ground. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need to show that to somebody.
As
Keep
evidence.
it on you, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would treat that
But
with a
try
little
not to
more
get it so
delicacy.
dirty. You might ruin the evidence. I don't know if you should put
Yeah,
it in
he's
your
putting it
shirt
down,
either,
okay.
but okay.
It's just a back wound.
Safe and sound.
Where did you find this one, Bevers?
Okay, he showed up, and I said, "No, you can't have a chair because look at his butt."
Look, you have to stop inviting strays into your home. Just because somebody shows
That's
up.
how
and
you
do
get
not pick them
vampires.
up.
My other favorite enemy.
He's a vampire?
No,
Who's a
no. You don't
vampire?
invite people in. Everybody knows that about vampires. Also, garlic. Also, forget it.
Wait, did you invite him in?
I didn't.
So
no.
then
That's
then
why
he
I'm on
could
the
be a vampire.
porch.
You invited him in then.
Your other neighbor Bill said, "Did you say vampire?"
No,
Ah!
Bill, it's go back. We don't need your vampire. We do not need you. Just go back to your room. He's the worst.
Okay.
Oh,
Always talking
something. He's
about
in some.
blood.
Oh, he's
I
a
know,
civil war.
Let me know if you need
man.
Levitate
help.
all over the place. All right, do we want to go to Big Boom or do we want to go to like a fashionista?
Well, as I said, we can get to a Fashionisha first, and then on the way we can, we can go to Boom Boom Birdie's magical
Call
Boom
it
Boom
different
Palace.
name every time.
I've got no sense for names. So we go to Boom Boom
changing it. I
Birdie's.
said Big Boom Birdie, but Boom Boom Birdie is so much better, and I'm angry I didn't think of it. So it's officially canon. It's Boom Boom Birdie now.
It's Boom Boom Birdie.
And if his NPC makes it into the final book, it's Boom Boom Birdie. Thank you, V.
You're welcome. No charge. So we can hit a fashionista icon when like on the way, and there's not very many people that are gonna be in line anyways. I've got one of my queue sitters there right now. I've started this whole racket.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You
Let's
collect
go.
rackets too? There's tennis. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What is tennis?
Ooh, Hemlock, that's a very boring question.
Okay, let's just move on then.
It's complicated, but you play to 10 points.
Okay.
That's why it's called tens.
I never knew that. That's I just learned something new today.
Oh,
God, that was
Can I
beautiful.
interest you in this good mitten?
You're taking psychic
tennis?
damage.
I love anytime I show up on a stream, my goal is to inflict maximum psychic damage.
Okay,
Another
so I'm
raiding party. Tale of D20.
Hey.
Hello.
hello. So I have some hag hairs macrame straps that we can put around my folding chairs. We can take them with us. They're very compact. I will still allow young to use a chair, but my worst one.
What is your worst one? It's like wicker.
It's a milk crate.
Yes, it's one milk crate. So I give him the milk crate and say, like, I think this is good for you. I mean, you can also use it to step up on high things.
Since deception is my expertise skill, I'm already looking for ways that I could use this in a disguise. All right. The milkman infiltration. Love it. Classic.
You can stand on it and like rant about a particular subject that you're passionate about.
Sell snake oil from it. Do you think that's snake oil that you found in that little vial?
It is a very big possibility. But I say we make haste. Let's make our way over to this boom boom birdie. Is that correct?
You're the wizard.
Yes.
You make haste if you want to make haste.
I actually can. And I will take out this shaving of licorice root and I will cast haste on all three of us.
Nice.
Ooh. Question for those of us with flying broomsticks in the vein of wicked witches, does that make us faster?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You just zip through this black and white marble stoned Manhattan of dead souls, just teeming with throngs of and creatures not even from because and what you got to understand is there are some very interesting life forms you're seeing or unlife forms walking around because many mortal planes of existence feed into the Sunless Crossing, many afterlife. So it's not just whatever mortal world you all came from. There are people here that are not from your world. There are species and ancestries completely foreign to you, or there were before you got here, and you maybe have gotten to know them. But it's just a mass of souls in various states of life and unlife. Lots of lines everywhere you go.
Various states of life confirmed. DM confirmed. My state is 100% of life. For those who have just raided, I am the one living guy. I'm certain I am the one living guy in the city of the afterlife right now.
Who is Young talking to? Why is he talking out loud to people that do not exist?
I'm going to yell down from high above. He's talking about raiders, the people that entered our home unethically.
Yes. Okay. The people that stole our stuff. Got it.
Wait, were you going to find a...
Listening. That's why I hate them.
Were you going to find a tailor first or to Boom Boom Birdies first?
We're going to Fashionista first.
Okay.
Yeah, right? She's on
the
way. Okay.
Okay.
So we get to Tyrell Banks.
Tyrell. Damn it. Fine. So Tyrell Banks, you go to their shop and there's not too much of a wait. I mean, there's a lot of the artistic folk. There's a lot of artistic folk in Knoxville are because anything creative, artists, tailors, writers, musicians, there's a lot because a lot of them basically were like, well, my work's not done, so I can't move on. And they just refused and they basically told fate to fuck off and they got stuck here. So there's just so many that, the one you're going to, there's actually usually not that long a line for. So don't have to wait for too long
Okay.
to see Tyrell Banks.
Okay. Well, I
And
wait the appropriate amount of time.
Tyrell is a tiefling, and I like how Veronica just made this up, and I have to make up this NPC on the spot. And of course, they are impeccably. Their skin is kind of like a bluish gray, and they are impeccably dressed. Gem piercings like embedded along their horns, long dark hair braided down their back. They wear this 3-piece suit with shoes that shine. They might as well be almost mirrored. They're shining so bright. And they're like, is that Bevers finally letting me gonna outfit you? Put you
Yeah,
in
I guess
something
so.
flattering for once, maybe?
Okay. You've said it enough. I know that you want to give it a 0, but you couldn't. You gave me a 1. So guess what, Smizey? I didn't bring you shit. I brought you a little scrappy scrap, and we want you to tell us what it means.
That
And
you
don't
waited
tell
in my
him his
line for
butt
that
is
for an
bloody.
hour. You waited for an hour in my line for me to ident. They reach out and stop. They see how and they pull out a glove. Before they touch it. Filthy. Wait. Oh, hold on. What's in it for me? Time is money. What?
If you do this, I'll let you dress me up.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. Deal. Oh wait, no. Hold on. You have to wear it once a week for 3 months.
Okay.
You
Deal.
guys owe me. You owe me so big.
Oh
So
my gosh.
big you don't
I
even-
am thinking it's gonna be. How do you feel about Paisley?
The joint drops from her mouth.
It's gonna be glorious. Okay, well, I'm just so excited. Let's look at this thing, and then we'll get back to it for you. And I'm gonna get to work on your. It's gonna be wonderful. So they take it over. They lay it on like a workbench, and they have like this almost like a microscope contraption. And they're like, stitching subpar, fabric subpar.
But it's embroidered with tiny skeleton hands. It must
Yes,
be
I'm
the room
getting
of
to
death.
that.
Depth.
You have to be so careful.
Have you been
temperament.
doing something naughty? The 3 of you?
Not together.
I
just
didn't mean it like
friends.
that.
Oh, okay.
But the
no.
reason I ask is because why ever do you have a scrap of cloth from the dead hands? Those of you who've been here, Young would not know this. Hemlock would probably know this because of the time he spent here, but I don't know if maybe he's too oblivious. Bevers, I feel like, would definitely be enough to know that name. Also known as the Chandry of Endless Acquisition. It is essentially the network of criminals and thieves of Nox Valar.
But this is not good. The Death's Hand. This is not good. I feel like this is your fault, Bevers. What have
Where
you
did you
got us
find
to do?
this?
It was in my house underneath my
In your
chairs.
house. They came into your house. Did they take things?
No, they just upset my chairs.
They took my
Oh.
books.
Well, let's.
They're
Yeah.
expensive.
Were they nice books?
They are very nice.
Oh,
Very old.
like in terms of suits, were they like an off the rack or a bespoke from Vedberin, the god of tailoring?
Let's say they are one of a kind. They are individually made.
Like a suit from me.
Sure.
My advice to you: let it go. But
Yeah. So Tyrell, here's the
What
thing
do these
about
dead hands
Hemlock.
want?
Yeah. That's a great question. Good for you.
Hmm?
Yeah. What do they want?
The dead hands.
Mhm.
Power, influence, wealth. What else do criminals want? I mean, the fact that they're not, I can't imagine they're pleasant sort. The fact that we live in a city where literal devils are among the populace and have their place, that even those who are further beyond the bounds of laws and considered outsiders in that context, I don't, who knows what nefarious machinations they get up to.
But they must have been looking for something specific, right? You don't ransack a place just looking for whatever.
Sounds like they found it.
Yes, my book. They took my book.
And
But-
it was a very nice book, it sounds like.
Why would they
Wait a minute.
go through my sleeping bag and through Bevers's chairs? If they knew
Looking
it was a
for other
book, they would
valuables?
go right to you, right?
Oh, well, this is
I'm
fair.
not. These hands are very clean. Not a member. I don't know. I just know that you've been burgled by the best.
I
Ms.
would like to roll an insight just to make sure that I feel like
Good
she's
call.
telling us the truth. Okay. That is a natural one. So
You, hand to God, Terrell's just as
Dead
far as
hand
you're
to God.
concerned. There's like, as far as you're concerned, there's no more trustworthy person in the city.
God.
You
Right?
invented this NPC. You better
Yeah.
trust him.
All right, sounds great.
I mean, if you hope you have other leads. I mean, if you're looking for more, I make a point to not play in the mud, so to speak.
But if we were to play in the mud, where would you suggest we go to do this mud play?
Do you
I
has a
know.
dead hand ever commissioned, I don't know, something from you?
Not to my
A rival,
knowledge.
maybe?
It's if you're a member of the group, it's definitely something you want to keep under wraps because they are the godless monarchs and the Nixians have recently, they are a kill on sight status if someone is verified, but I can't speak to it. If I were foolish enough to want to learn more about their doings, I would maybe head to the House of the Dawn gambling and seek out. There's a large orcish fellow. He I think he was a warrior in his life in his mortal realm, but I don't know. He lives at the poker tables. His name is Tug Bloodson, and I understand my ears hear from time to time if an upstanding citizen were to be interested in being not so upstanding, that's who they'd want to seek out for more information. But not that I have any interest in that. I hope that's not your only clue.
No.
You know,
no.
I know this tug. I have played with that tug before. In
Okay,
the House
well-
of the Dawn. You know, we gambled together.
Okay, well, I guess we better get out of your hair. So we are going to another place, and I did not forget where we were going, but it was great to see you. I'll be here to pick up my suit in 1 week. Mhm.
Oh, yes, at least I'm going to take my time. I'm going to relish it. It's going to be marvelous. I
Mhm,
can't
mhm.
wait.
Oh,
I'm going to have to put your
You're-
portrait up on my wall.
you're not the only one. As soon as we get out of this building, I'm going to be like, I have been waiting so long to get to
That is not the reaction I was expecting.
You've really gamed the system here.
Listen, there's an economy here, and I have got it down pat, okay? Waiting in line, I have learned the value of a good Tyrell Bank suit, and I'm walking to Boom Boom Birdies. And yeah, look, do you know what I'll be able to trade? A bespoke Tyrell Banks Paisley. Look around. There's nobody
But-
else in Paisley.
But it's going to be tailored for you.
Yeah.
Who's going to trade
Dum-dums
for
don't need to
something
know
yeah,
that.
they'd have to be your exact proportions.
I look around and I see a bunch of gorgeous women. Yeah.
I guess a ghost could wear it easy. And I mean, Bones, throw it on any old skeleton.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm coming around to it. This new city has some weird customs.
Mhm, mhm.
If,
No,
if
there are
you-
no customs. No, you can take things wherever you want.
Listen, I'm just telling you, if you were still alive, like me, it would be much harder to peddle that suit.
Young, I think we should keep that under wraps for a bit. I don't know if we should just be announcing to anybody
Pursuit?
about.
Okay, got it.
Yes, yes, of course.
So you were gonna go still to Boom Boom Birdies? Not.
Did we have to go to a mud place first?
No.
Well,
no.
we have the gambling den next.
Oh, gambling den.
But I think
okay.
we should go get that substance identified first.
If
Yeah.
the godless monarchs and the Nixians also want to kill these guys on sight, like that feels like we should go check with them and be like, hey, they stole some stuff from us. So they might be an angle too.
You can do that.
Let's go see Boom Boom.
I'm sorry, I was looking at my character sheet. I do think that's actually a great idea, but I have no way to both do that, not split the party, and get to Boom Booms or the mud
No,
pit.
for sure.
Whichever one.
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not
Mhm,
saying
mhm.
split the party, go do these things.
I
Yeah,
don't
good.
think there's a mud pit, but we can make it happen if you really want. I feel like you're really pushing for it.
Yeah. The marsupial mud pouch, it exists, baby. But it's got a
name.
long it's got a long line. We don't have the time. But young, I'll bring you back someday.
All right. So if you're going there, so there is an artificer district, and there are some very clean, fancy looking workshops with like gear works that might be superfluous on the outside moving. Then there's one shack at the end of a lane that is like a shack with like multiple, those like smokestacks that are really thin and like bending at odd angles, and then like little like iron chimneys, like little almost like birdhouses on the top, like, and there's like multiple of these pop, and just like black smoke is trickling out, and there's no line whatsoever.
Of course, because
And you hear just like
artificers are hacks.
Artificers
Fucking
are what?
hacks.
I couldn't hear you because of
Exactly. It is all the explosions. They are hacks. They think they are arcane casters, but they're not. They're
they're
not.
all hags.
hacks.
Hags.
Hacks.
Warlocks, hex, got it.
Heck,
No, not
got it. Oh,
warlocks.
thank you.
Oh,
Young
my
is
God.
becoming more and more helpful every day. He's
I do
here.
not know why I hang out with the two of you. I don't know what's going on there. Let's just go inside, please.
all right.
Okay.
So
Long.
are you knocking? You open the door. You tell me like
Well,
I
is
don't
this
even knock,
someone's
I just
home
open the
or
door.
is it an establishment? Okay.
it's like a home end establishment. Yeah, you just open it.
There are no
Alright.
customs here.
Hemlock,
Never.
make
You said
me
it yourself, okay? We do not
make me a
knock. We just go
Constitution
wherever we
saving
want.
throw. As a cloud of black smoke just like hits you in the face as you open the door.
What
God,
kind of
I
saving
hope
throw?
you start
Con.
hacking.
Oh, Jesus.
Boy, if you still
9.
had to breathe like a living creature, that would be
9.
terrible for you.
9.
Fortunately, I'm way
You
back
just
here.
inhale, and it's weird because your lungs. I guess you technically breathe, but you just inhale this like noxious black smoke, and you take like 3 points of RP damage, and just start coughing.
Sorry, Pat, would you say he's hacking?
Why?
Yes, I'd say he's hacking. Thank you.
What? Is this place on fire? What is going on here? Why?
And you
My
hear
lungs are on fire.
you hear, huh? Who is it? And then this figure lumbers out of the smoke, and it's this massive silhouette, and it's an 8-foot tall minotaur with one horn missing. There's like a stump of a horn, like a ragged end, and she kind of bends down, and there's this eye that's slightly bigger than the other eye, and you get a look, and her body is just covered with like stitch lines, like sew lines. Like think Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas as a minotaur.
Oh.
I put
And
Beverly
Lonely.
in front of
Body
me.
parts have been like blown off and sewn back on, and just many, many times over. And she's like, hey, who are you? What you doing here?
His name's Hemlock.
This is Bethers.
Mavers. Hemlock.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I am.
With the bloody butt.
He is nobody of importance.
I am
he's-
an apprentice under death. I see. I'm building my own death's robe here. It's got little skeleton hands on it.
Don't know why are you showing that just to anybody. We are.
No
Because
death here. We're all dead. What's the point of being death?
right. So it's really more of a tax collection program, and we're just making sure you're up to code.
What codes?
Why are we here?
I don't like codes. Codes get in the way of the work. The work. What
yeah,
you want? What do you want? Why do you want to see Boom Boom?
Yes, and you see, the payment is for you to identify the substance for us
Payment of what?
to the tax collection that this man over here just
Taxes?
explained. Yes, for the business you
I'm gonna
run.
need a deception check.
It's
From
yeah. I'm good at this one. And someone in chat, JPEG in chat gave me advantage, cashed in. So I'm rolling this. I'm rolling 2 dice.
I know who that is. Jennifer. Quit meddling in my game, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jen. Let's see. Oh, I rolled a 2, but with my advantage, I rolled an 11. This is my
Nice.
skill with expertise. I get a 21 total. I'm gonna say, of course, we don't have to run this up to the Godless Monarchs if you can explain where. And I'm gonna elbow Hemlock.
Yes,
This
if you,
substance came from, and why the dead hands had it in Hemlock's apartment.
Taxes. I never paid taxes when I was alive. I won't pay them when I'm dead, but
No, not Texas. Texas. You don't want to
Texas.
go there.
I heard of a place when I was alive.
Real bad.
I was told I should never go there.
Just like I just said.
I
Well,
like
look,
you.
The only two unavoidable
You two
things
I don't
are
know
death
about.
and taxes. So
Yeah, I'm sure, but I don't know.
you're
if I
not
like
getting
you. I
away
like
from
you.
them down here.
Bravo.
This substance.
I'll let you
see
pick
this
me
vial.
up.
I can make all of
Oh,
these made up
I bet I
consequences
could do it with one
go
hand.
away.
Do it.
She
Do it
snatches
then.
the vial with one hand and then picks Bevers up gingerly with one hand. Like, that was fun.
Okay.
A stitch pops in her arm. It's like, oh, okay, put it down. Like,
Ugh.
yeah. I'm not good at sewing.
She needs a tailor.
You're a good tailor.
I have a good tailor.
What's her-
I'm not making promises. But
Do
I
they do
have a-
paisley?
They do. They do. And I
We should
think
talk
I
later.
might. We will talk later. You and I will talk later. Now that negotiations are happening, Bevers is going to put away all paraphernalia and put on her business classes. Like things are happening now.
Work. Okay. I don't like my work interfered with, but I don't want to tax. Okay. She takes the vial. She hurries over to this table that is just strewn with beakers and Bunsen burners and tubes going to other tubes and mysteriously colored liquids bubbling in containers and open flames and just does not look safe at all. Just and she takes it and she takes another substance, pours it into a beaker, pours some of the substance from the Hemlock's vial, and you see that the substance, the oil, just like sits on top of the substance she had first poured in, and it almost starts to like eat it, and it starts to like go down, and the substance starts to like disappear and dissolve, and it hits the glass. And she's like, oh.
What is it, Boom Boom Birdie?
What have you been up to? This is Vanish. Oh, are you lawbreakers? I thought you was working for the tax man. You can't break the law and work for it. You can't break the law, work for the law, break the law, work for the law. That's not what it works.
We're
Actually, that's
investigating
exactly
lawbreakers. That requires having illegal paraphernalia sometimes as we track down our investigations.
Yeah, he's put. So
mhm.
this.
All of
put
that
it-
was technically correct.
Oh. Heard about this. Tried to synthesize myself some. I couldn't do it. It blew up my lab 3 times trying to make it.
Where does it come from? Who
So-
has the biggest stash?
So what, you rub it on yourself and you turn invisible?
No, you
It's
don't.
called
No.
mange?
It could. It'll. If you have any, do you have magical ability? It'll take them from you if you put it on
Wait,
yourself. You don't
what?
put. So what you do is like, let's say you were stealing. Let's say I was fixing to steal from someone, and I didn't want to be able to be traced. I would like rub this everywhere, and they couldn't like no spells, no like protection spells or spells of monitoring, or would work. No magic would work in that
Wait.
space.
It is an anti-magic substance.
So does that mean like for existing spells or for new spells?
Oh, Jen redeems DM disadvantage. Love it. Jen is in our pocket tonight.
I see how it is. So I'll remember that for the next time I roll. Is that how that works? The next time I roll, or do you all get to decide when that's imposed?
I
I'll let
just
you
saved
all
it for my
decide.
very next roll. So
Yeah.
oh, and Bevers gets advantage.
Hey, thank you so much.
Inspiration. Sorry.
Love that.
XO Jennifer. So she's like, yeah, very rare, hard to get. Technically can be distilled from a tree in the still garden.
Oh my god, it's maple syrup. Okay.
Oh no, don't put this. You don't want to put this on your flapjacks. It'll make your tummy guts go.
Oh shit. Do you have a bathroom?
Yeah, I got outhouse.
My bubble guts and I walk to the outhouse, and while I'm going out there, I want to give a little loop and see if anyone's following us.
Ooh, make me a roll.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 23.
Yeah, you see a really conspicuous figure clad in all like outside, who's like halfway down the block, just head to toe black cloak with a hood up, like disappear behind the corner of a building as soon as they see you looking in their direction.
Okay. How far away do you think they are?
I'd say like 90 feet.
Okay. Well, I do go to the outhouse. I do. And then I come back into the regular house to wash my hands, hopefully, and let everyone know that there are ninjas about.
What'd you bring to my place? Business. I got work to do. You get out.
Okay, but I'll be right back though. Because
Okay, you can come back. I like you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You two
Bye.
get out.
Yeah. All right. I'll get out.
Okay, Bevers. So you're saying that they're following us?
Yeah, all black, and they were hiding out around that corner. But as soon as my eyes even flashed in that direction, I mean, they were gone like this. I was way too fast for me to actually use my, my thrust to get on over there. So
More than likely, these death hands people. Okay. Well,
I mean,
I
that's just
see.
my assumption.
I say we go to the man Tug and see what kind of information we can get from him.
Okay.
Maybe from a game of chance.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I don't know where this place is though, so you take me to the man's tug.
What
Yes,
chant are you going to use? It's a game of chance.
Chance.
USA. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
so you need
chance.
more than one.
Chance. Yes.
Shrimp
No,
fried
chance.
rice.
You know, like you win some, you lose some. Chance.
Na.
Like gambling.
Na.
Why are you singing? I don't understand.
I would say
I'm helping you come up with chance.
Bevers and Hemlock, they know where, even if they've never been, they know where the House of the Dawn is.
Okay.
The gambling establishment, the casino, essentially.
Is this a boat?
No, it's that'd be
I love
it's a
how
building
Bean's just
built
creating
shaped like a
world
boat on
around
top
here.
of a mountain.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Ozark recently. Some bad
Show
shit
rules.
could be happening.
They carved out a little like
That's not
lake
up to
and
code.
then put a boat on it on top of this mountain, filled it with water.
All right.
What if everything I said on every promotional one shot I did had to be canon in the final book of the one?
I love
You're
it.
giving her too much power.
I'd be getting calls from my partners like, "What the fuck did you do last night? I have to do what with what now?" No, yeah. So House of the Dawn, big building with columns out front, opulence, all that fun stuff. I'm sorry, I don't want to assume. I sound like if that's where you're going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's definitely it.
So you go in and it's a casino. There's like different tables and games being played. There's a game that's very popular called Purgatory Poker. Quick ad, kind of breaking game. We do have actually like mechanics for a card game that you can play.
Nice.
I also have like a dice option for it that I kind of came up with for these virtual shots. But yep, so you see a hoppin' casino, and most people are betting crossway coins, which are kind of place markers in various lines, and there's sort of different suits for those coins because there's different all authority figures kind of fall into one of four branches in Nox Valar. There's the Celestial, the Devil, the Gargoyle, and the Ghost. Or is it Fiend? It's not Devil, Fiend, but and kind of all like authority falls under one of those four branches, we'll say, so to speak, of the Goddess Monarchy. And so you see tables that are kind of any goes. You see tables that are like gargoyle coins only, and then you see people bartering using magic items or valuable gear as kind of antes and raises and whatnot too.
But not a lot of just straight money, huh?
No, pretty much no like money.
Yeah.
Like classic, what you would, especially what Young would consider money.
But
This is
we do
weird.
have
this
this
is very high stakes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we leave our vanishing thing with Boom Boom Birdie, or did we collect that?
Retcon, she threw it to you.
Okay.
She wanted it out of there. She was
Right.
afraid it would negate some of the stuff she was doing.
I see.
Should we try and jump this guy following us? Do they follow us in here?
I am going to play a couple games of chance near the door, and I will keep an eye out for any nefarious followers. And why don't you guys go and talk to what is his name? Tugamug? I don't know, whatever it is.
We're on a Twitch stream. They're all nefarious followers.
Yeah.
All you know is Tug Bloodson, and he's an orc, or he was an orc when he was alive. You're not sure what form he's really in here.
Cool.
Would we know where he is gaming?
Just he hangs out here. You can ask someone. Yeah.
All right, Young. Why don't you stick close with me, and we will go look for this Tug. And Bevers, if you catch this man, let us know. Just give us the signal.
You got it.
And we will wade our way into the gambling arena.
All right. You know what? I have music. Let me see if I got anything for this.
By the
Do
way,
you
Vic,
have anything for this hive of scum and villainy?
It's one of my I love Star Wars. One of my favorite
Mhm.
trivia is, do you know what George Lucas that genre of music is called? It's
Jizz.
jizz.
Do you know that
You
that
like
is the
jizz?
ringtone for my husband on my phone? So there you have it.
Oh, your ringtone. Oh, I mean, it's fitting, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just because we like that. It's not because
Mm.
of the
Because you like
You
jizz.
like jizz.
These are
yeah
Ben has these all marked as pretty music.
party.
Pretty. Pretty music, serial, pretty music. What does this sound like? Let's
I don't
go.
think. Do we hear it? Only they.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
Well, let me.
Oh, I hear it
let
now.
me
I
unmute.
hear-
Oh wait.
It sounds like really bad porn.
It's so faint.
Turn it up. Hold on. There's
Yeah,
like a
Okay.
there's a violin.
this is more like a fancy restaurant.
Yeah. It's a lot of violin. It's more-
It's like a fancy restaurant.
we need less string and more percussion.
Let me see what I got.
Ooh, this has got that put me right in like a Morrowind from Elder Scrolls of old. So
Rise of
So
the
I don't
Gods.
have I did have a gaming proficiency, but I picked a chess set, not cards.
Okay.
So I don't know how hot I'm gonna be at this, but I will absolutely look around for some weirdo playing chess in the corner.
You find
okay,
them.
that would
Yes.
actually be really cool. Yeah.
You know why I took this? The Seventh Seal, playing chess with death. I was like, I could pick cards, but like, come on, come on.
You find there's like an undead guy. All right, so I'm gonna turn that off because it's distracting.
Young, do you have any magic items that we can gamble with? It's obviously no money here, of course.
I kept them all down with my little footsies in my sleeping bag, so they might just be gone now.
You don't have magic items on you to fight with or to wear or a ring?
My real talk is like I rolled up a 7th level character and forgot to ask about magic items. So
That's why your butt's bloody. I got it.
butt is not bloody. This is
I would-
this is what I retract my letting you improvise things about my bloody
I
butt.
told you, Fred and I told you.
What's a mistake?
Okay, my blood is buddy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Your blood.
Ooh, I don't know if that's better.
So there's people going around carrying drinks, dealers.
Excuse me, sir. I am
Mhm.
looking for a high stakes game, preferably with some high rollers and lots of magic items to be dealt with.
I mean, we got lots of that here. Like, can be more specific.
Well, I am looking for a competition. I hear there's a man named Tug. He is quite the
He
gambler.
just puts his hand over there. Can't miss him. And you
Thank
see at a gaming table a very large orc, very big, kind of a big belly. He's got like a silk shirt on, a silk sleeveless shirt, and he's leaning back. And you hear it's like a silk shirt. It's buttoned up but sleeveless. And he's got like 6 empty drink glasses scattered around him.
I love the idea that he just has a really nice shirt and he's just like, "Rup, yoink."
Yeah.
All right.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna flip this whole table. I'm gonna look good doing it.
I will. So Jarvis will walk up to Tug and to be like, "Excuse me, sir. I have a my master here would like to join a high stakes
And
game. Do you have any
Remind
room
me
here?"
what Jarvis looks like.
He is an Eladrin, an elderly Eladrin who is spectral. He is the
Okay.
manifestation of his grimoire, which is now missing. So now Jarvis is like his home is on the line because
Mm-hmm.
somebody stole his grimoire.
Who's your master?
Well, of course, you have heard of Hemlock. He is quite the renowned wizard.
Hemlock. No, I don't know any Hemlock. Who's that?
Well, he is right over here. And I will
Wasting
step
my
up.
time. I got a game to play here. Go away, Ghost.
Are you sure you don't want me to join your game? I have quite the retinue of magical items I can put up for Auntie. I feel like I've heard this is a high stakes game. One would call THC Wagyu.
You could say that. What you got?
Well, I guess we could start off with these braces. I have braces of defense.
Turns to the dealer. Ezekiel, deal him in. Grab a seat there, my furry-legged friend.
Why, thank
Do
you.
satyrs have the furry goat legs?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right.
So you don't shave yours.
I knew a satyr once who should shave their legs. Honestly, it's not as great as it sounds. Skin's kind of rough under there.
I like my furry skin.
Yeah,
little
guys, I'm
amused.
agreeing with you. Well, you
Oh.
don't get so upset now. Let's play some cards.
That would be fantastic.
Throw them bracers.
I'll throw them onto the table, and then I look at Young, and I'm like, I'm going to need your assistance. You're going to need to help me with this game if we're going to win.
You guys trying to who's that there? Who's got
This is my man at attendance. He is my manservant.
I don't belong here.
Yeah, I could say that again. This table's for high rollers there, kid. Oh, dude.
I rolled a 20 today.
I-
Doesn't get any higher than that, though.
Fuck you, Robert.
He is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He likes a non sequitur, I could say. I could appreciate that. Ezekiel, get another chair.
Oh, don't tell Bevers.
They have chairs.
So are we waiting in a line right now by sitting at this table? I'm sorry, I'm still very new and alive.
Oh, we're gonna play some cards. What you got there, young fella?
This.
Looks
It's
like a scrap of dirty black cloth. Cool. Got anything else? Real quick, we do that. Veronica, so Beverage decided they're chilling by the door.
So not necessarily by the door, but kind of just roaming around at the dice throwing tables, looking at
Mhm.
some people that might need some good luck and using her telekinetic powers to just flip a die, make sure that, something lands in sevens, whatever, giving good karma to people
Mm-hmm.
for my own gain.
Okay.
I'm also looking out for the scum of the earth that's following us.
We'll get to that in 1 minute. So back at the table, this young wants to throw down anything. We can play a quick hand here.
I will pull out. I'm just looking at my street urchin background. I have a pet mouse.
Okay.
Be like, look at that. See,
Well,
if I was dead, this mouse would have had to die at the exact same time.
Oh,
Yet my pet mouse is still alive. Ergo, I'm alive. You hear that, Bevers? Alive. Yelling across the across the room.
Tug leans over to him like, do you think he's alive?
He is. You know what they say,
don't think
addled
he
in the
knows.
brain. He does not know what he says. Please disregard him.
That's fantastic. I love it. I used to be alive. I was a warrior in this the Blood Sun tribe, and then got stabbed a bunch. Wasn't that great a warrior, if I'm gonna be honest.
That kind of explains why you're here. Yes.
Yeah. Like, what about you? You're probably not that good a wizard, are you?
Well, I take offense to that. It does not require me to be a great wizard to die. I mean, it was a horrible death, but
And no great warriors ever died either. Okay, see how it is. Ezekiel, deal the cards. I'll take your dead mouse there, young guy.
He's not dead. I'm gonna look. Is my mouse dead?
It,
he's so distraught.
Pat, don't. You wouldn't kill my
it's
mouse, would you?
moving. It's
Is my mouse
squeaking. If it's
moving?
with you,
You don't know if it's dead or not.
It's moving is not the same answer as it's alive. Pat,
Pets
Pat,
have
you wouldn't-
many
you wouldn't kill a
lives.
little pet mouse, would you?
Yeah,
You're
come
not that
on.
kind of DM, are you? You wouldn't do that to me. He's just sleeping. He's sleeping on this little. I just gotta keep him warm. There you go, little guy. Nobody's gotta know. You could be
You just
dead
have
or
to take a
alive. You're
nap, and in the
Schrodinger's mouse
morning-
now.
Oh, no.
Wait, do I see
But-
Young
but-
like having this existential crisis because the mouse
sure,
is
you
dead?
do.
Oh, I'm gonna like use my telekinetic powers to make it look like the mouse is breathing.
Oh,
I'm gonna use
no.
my telekinetic powers. Solve this. Give a concrete answer.
It's just like unnaturally like breathing.
Yeah.
But so I gotta ask, what seems like you kind of came over here. You're some weird fellas. I gotta be real with you. What is it? I feel like it's not a coincidence you're at my table.
Well, you are quite the perceptive man.
I know.
I will say that you are absolutely correct. As you can see, my friend produced this cloth. It belongs to possibly a group of people I have heard that you might have association with.
I associate with a lot of people.
Exactly. That is why we came to you. Would you prefer if we go speak in a more private setting, or are we okay to
No,
talk
this
here at the
is good.
table?
I don't know what I'm gonna tell you. Tell you what, I mean, Ezekiel, we're good friends. He points at the dealer. We're and dealer's like, my name's Tommy. Tell you what, you play me in a hand of cards, and I'll take a look at your scrap of cloth.
That would be fantastic.
So, real quick, here's a fun thing we're gonna do. And Young and Hemlock, roll me, or you don't tell me, just make a note. Roll a D4 and a D12 together 2 times. So the D4 is the suit you get dealt, and the 12 is the power of the card. So obviously, the higher number, the better. If you have 2 in the same suit, that's good. 2 of the same, that's good. Don't tell me. I'm gonna do that.
2 of them.
Yeah, for 2 cards. So the
You
D4
got
is
it.
the suit, and the D12 is the power of the card you got.
Okay. Interesting. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
This is a neat little mechanic.
And then basically it's, if there's nothing lined up, high card wins. The most powerful is 2 of the same card. And then of course, like 2 of the same card that are the highest power. 2 of the same suit is better than 2 of the same power of different suits. But Tug looks at his cards. He goes, I'm going to raise another coin. This here's a 97th in line to go meet the Keepers of eternal sands. They could tell you how much time you've got left here in the city till your number's called to go on to the forever afterlives. What you got?
I'm sorry. Wait, you're waiting in line to go to somebody who tells you how long you're going to wait in line?
Yeah, it's it's an imperfect system, but so's everything.
Do I know if that is a good coin? Like, is 97th really good?
It all depends how eager you are to get out of here. If you've like content to stay and wait, you probably wouldn't care for it. If someone who's like, I want to get the hell out of here, I want some direction, how the fuck I can get out of this place, one way or another. Oh, thank you. Should I re-roll my cards and get worse cards with my DM disadvantage?
Yes.
Thank you, chat. I appreciate you very much. 311. Down. All right. One of my cards just got a lot worse. With that being said, he's going to remove his raise and I check.
Do we get to roll for new cards? Is that
I had to roll.
My character is literally going to ask how to play this game too.
Oh. No, I rolled for worst card, and took the worst option because of my DM disadvantage. No, there's no drawing or anything. It's just you get the 2 cards you get, and then you bet. I check to you. Let's see what you do there, goat legs.
Well, I would like to make a wager.
It's what we're doing.
That is correct. Do I have any coins? I would assume I
probably
have to,
do.
right?
Yeah, you probably
And I've been here for a long time, so
Yeah.
I would assume I could have a couple of them. I will probably wager a coin that isn't as good as yours, but is close. Not
Okay.
that I know you have that coin anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
I will make a similar wager with the confidence that you had in the previous before you re-rolled.
Okay. Like as a raise? All right.
Doug, I don't know how long you've been here, but as you may know, I've been here for a very long time. So maybe you would like to go have your conversation quicker. Here is a coin that can help expedite your process.
I'm good. But if you're gonna, is that your raise on the pot?
That is correct, yes.
What about you, young fella? What's your name, by the way?
I'm young. I mean,
Get out. What are the odds of that? Calling him young fella over here, and his name was young the whole time. Spooky.
I fold. You can keep Harvey Rodent.
I don't want your mouse there, buddy. You could take your mouse. It's fine. It's up and scurrying. I'm not killing a mouse, okay? Like, I'm not killing. How dare you all do this to me? Don't you dare. I'm not letting you turn me into this. Turn me into a monster. Take your very alive. The mouse is alive. Young's dead.
Excuse me, I believe I am in this wager
Whoa,
as well.
whoa.
Mouse
Wait.
is-
Let's rethink it. Can we do some swapsies here?
I mean, yeah, if you want to trade fates with the little guy, there's a temple for that. You got to go to there. I'm sure there's a devil that can accommodate.
I don't
you.
have to trade fates because he's alive and I'm
If you're
alive.
trade
He's alive
life
'cause I
forces.
carried him alive into here when I came alive.
Sure thing, buddy.
I
Whatever
fold.
you say. You know what? You strike me as someone who's safer to let you keep your delusions.
I fold. That's good because I didn't wager them.
Doug, I feel like you are delaying the wager. It is your turn,
Jeez,
my
I'm
friend.
stalling. It's fine. Sure.
I
I
had a
call.
1-7. Not
And he
going
throws in
anywhere
his
with
coin.
Fantastic. And I reveal my cards.
Well, yeah. Tug's got shit because of my DM disadvantage on the draw.
I have a 4-8 and a 4-12.
Yeah, you smoke. You smoke. Tug's 1-8 and 2-2. Looks like you won the pot there, buddy.
What was his original wager? Because he would have had to have waged something in the beginning when I put my bracers up.
It's just another coin.
Okay, so now I've
yeah.
gotten 2 of his coins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, Doug, I hope you have a moment to wager on something else. I would like to know if you have any associations with a group called the Death's Hunt.
Hey, well, keep a lid on it there, buddy. Veronica, make me a perception check, by the way.
That was the eye roll of great success.
I have inspiration though, right? No, or do I have advantage?
Were you given that?
Yeah, the chat, I think.
I
right?
mean, I'm trying to keep track of who's been given what because the chat's all over it with
You got
giving you all.
I'm not that
perks.
I'm counting, but you got 3 DM
I
disadvantages.
have 3 DM. Okay, well, including the one
Oh,
I
I
just
could've made
used
up
up.
any number and you'd trust me. It's
Dude,
3.
So earlier it said redeem
3
give
left?
inspiration Bevers.
because I gave myself one for okay.
How does inspiration work in this game?
You reroll advantage.
Perfect.
Your pal Jess, Simon, and Chainer Rucane all gave you disadvantage.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Thank
a
you all.
21 for
You're
me.
such
Thank you,
sweeties. All
chat.
right.
Thank you.
You see a figure in black kind of slide in the front door and just kind of like then sidestep and kind of lean up against the wall.
How far away?
I'm gonna let you tell me how far you've wandered from the door.
Great. So I'm doing little figure eights all around. And as I'm going around, I am just kind of like taking on some of the stances and stature of people that are kind of in the same vicinity. You know how you just change your aura a little bit?
Mhm.
So that's what I'm doing. And as I see this person out of the corner of my eye, I'm going to actually do another figure eight around until I get within about, oh, I'd say like, anywhere between 30 and 60 feet. And I am going to use, hold on, my psi powered leap. So I'm going to propel my body forward and I'm going to actually gain a flying speed equal to twice my walking speed, which is 30. I can go 60 feet and I'm going to pin this person, living or dead, to the wall.
Hot.
All right. I feel like you need to make me some
So he
kind
could
of
be
roll.
living.
Yeah. Some kind of roll for the pinning them to the wall.
We
That's
got
fair, that's fair.
Raiders. Red Robin Cast. Hey,
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
what's up, MFs? Wow.
Do you want me to roll like an athletics and intimidation? Like what
I
would
think
you like here?
that's a pretty athletic maneuver you just described to me.
Yeah, of course it is. Okay. All right.
I'm
That's a
gonna roll a dexterity save with disadvantage.
Okay.
Just
Um,
to
So 25, by the by.
okay. That beats my poor dexterity roll with disadvantage. So you
Mhm.
do it and you pin them, and you so like assume your face is kind of up in their face.
Yeah, face to face.
Mm-hmm. And you can see it is a human man looking, at least looks that way, and kind of has that look of like someone they're dead, they're another dead soul, but not like rotted or skeletal, but just kind of like you can just tell you've been here long enough. You can kind of spot the look.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna roll to see if
Not me, though.
of
I'm
the
built
staff
different.
notice. They do. some gargoyles bouncers start making their way towards you all. You two.
Yeah, so I would like to roll a deception and lean in close as though it's about to be kissy kiss, smoochy
Oh, okay.
smooch time.
Yeah.
Loverly. That's a 17 for me.
All right. So the gargoyles kind of stop. You fool them, but this person's like, "Fuck you doing?"
Well, I thought you wanted to get up close and personal with me. Isn't that right? And I mean, like, I am a finger's width away from their lips and my lips. They can smell my lip gloss.
And they're not yelling because it's like they don't want.
Mm-mm.
It's like, you should leave it alone. Whatever you're doing.
What am I doing? You tell me. I mean, I'm not the one that upset all of my chairs.
I don't know
mean-
what you're talking about.
Don't you? And I'm going to lower my hand close to an area that may or may not
Wow, it's
have
getting
been
sexy.
important to this person, but certainly keeping up this deception for the gargoyles, but certainly menacing to
Okay.
my new close fella.
The chairs weren't my idea. I didn't want to do it. Just,
And what about my friend's books?
I
Suits.
don't. We're gonna put a pin in that. Hop over.
Okay.
To the table, and so Hemlock has handed Tug the scrap of cloth.
Yes.
So, well, guess a deal's a deal, and you did outplay me there at the cards. I respect it. Let me see what you got here, bud. Also, don't say those words you said too out loud, okay? You never know who's listening. So he takes it and I says, yeah. I mean, I don't really deal in these things, I'm an upstanding citizen in Knoxville, but if I weren't, I would assume this was scrap of cloth from the cloak of an illicit criminal. Best to probably, I don't know if I'd maybe steer clear of him, but he actually pulls out, strikes him in a heartbeat, like before you can even react, strikes a match and sets fire to it right in front of you, and it burns up. As it burns up, it does this weird thing where the smoke inexplicably forms like a rose. And then just like the ashes kind of crumble on the table, and and he sees that too. He sees that, and he looks surprised.
Is that some kind of magic?
Why'd you do it if you're looking surprised? You only do that. You just burn it, and you're like, oh my god, a thing happened. Oh my!
Tell you what, you gave me some. I like you. He's young. You're entertaining. You're amusing. You don't know. You're live. You're dead. Your mouth's alive. It's very fun. You're good at cards. So here's how I'm gonna do you a favor. Walk away. You should just, whatever they took from you, you should just cut your losses and go. So that organization that we don't talk about. There's different sort of like sects and gangs. Sect, I get SECTS. Sex. Not the sex to make, procreate. But
No.
Wait,
I'm not even gonna make a pun right now because I'm emotionally invested. What's with the rose?
yeah, so these different gangs within the group, they got different leaders, and that there, there's magic imbued, and I don't know what you did, but you've run afoul of Josephine Greaves, also known as Josie Rose. She's a tough cookie. I wouldn't want to be on her dark side.
Where would we find this Josephine?
Anywhere, obviously.
But maybe something more specific.
No,
Maybe I
it's
can
literally-
Obviously,
pot,
no,
as they
that's
say.
not obvious. Who are you?
He's very excitable. I apologize for him. He is
No, it's
new.
Ezekiel, air muffs. And the dealer gargoyle puts his hands over
His
his
name
ears.
is Tommy. This guy has not said one coherent thing the entire time.
Why does he keep
Table.
responding to Ezekiel then? It's so weird. If his name is Tommy, he should just not respond.
Pumpkin. Listen, do you know? I mean, this guy, he obviously doesn't know what's what, but you've been here. You never heard of anywhere?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, it's an actual anywhere is the cheeky name they have for their hideout. Is in the no one knows. It's always moving.
Oh, okay. So we are looking for a place called Anywhere.
You got it. Ding ding. Get
And-
this
and
guy.
where do we
Ezekiel,
find
put
this?
the hands down. Get this guy a drink.
But where is this place?
I made idea. Now you're asking dangerous questions that could get traced back to that they catch you and they say, "How'd you find out?" And you say, "Old Tug told us." And then Old Tug's in a pickle with them.
Listen, Tug, I would better to say that you are already quite deep. You are probably being watched right now. So if you have any say in this, you would be best to put your money on us. And by helping us, we are helping you, my friend.
I don't know. All right. Pin, hop over to Bevers, and the person that up close person was like, "Let go of me." Nope.
V,
So
are you there?
I've got a Bevers up on the screen for
Oh,
you.
cool.
Oh,
Very up close and personal to this guy. No, I don't think you want me to let go because I'm holding something quite precious. And I mean, I'll pull back, but I never let go.
I don't know what that means. I think you should just let me go.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't you tell me how my friends and I can go and recover our book? How about that? I'll let you walk out and you just give me a little information.
Are you trying to die again?
Listen, I don't need to worry about death.
I mean, obviously you haven't died here. Okay, just fucking hell. You never saw me.
I never saw you. And I never touched you, right?
Fucking A.
All right. And I'm going to pull back to, I mean, like now we're maybe like a hand's width apart.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the book? And how do I get there?
With Josie.
Josie. That's it. We live in a city with millions of wandering souls, and you're giving me Josie.
Josie Rose, you don't.
Josie Rose.
Yeah, I just saying her name. I feel like they're gonna do something bad to me. So
Oh gosh, that's so cute. Josie Rose is a pussycat compared to me. Got it?
I mean, if that's true, then okay.
Where?
I can't fucking believe I'm gonna do this. There's a door
Mm-hmm.
in the steel garden, in a tree.
Yeah.
The one with the yellow fruit.
Yes.
It's only gonna be there for another day, and then it's gone.
You got it.
It goes to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Josie. I did not tell you that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never even seen you. And I telekinetic push away from him and turn right back around to a table where I'm like, okay, guys, what did I miss?
Oh, Bevers, yes. We're this man, Tug, we have been playing with each other, and we are about to find out where this anywhere is.
That's cute. I've been tugging on some things myself. Uh, so, what have you guys learned?
Well, it seems like this Death's Hand, they have a place that is called Anywhere.
Anywhere?
That is correct, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And from what this man tells me, it can be anywhere.
Look, I would love for this conversation to not be happening right next to me. What can I do to make that happen?
Tell us where this anywhere is.
Oh
Not
my
so
gosh.
loud there, buddy.
And
Oh,
hurry up now
trying
with
to.
it.
There's like some bouncers kind of side eye, like you're trying to get the law on us. You'll never see the light of the cross sin again, bud. Look, I don't know. I hear things. I leave out, I can connect you to people who might know, but man, they're
I don't-
always moving the entrance. Between you and me, I don't know I think it's just the entrance that moves.
Oh. All right. Well, we're going to get out of your hair. Tug, it was great to meet you. Hope
We
to see you
haven't
again
met. I
soon.
don't know who you are, lady. You're scaring me.
I'm going to are there dice on the table or is it cards?
It's cards.
Okay. I'm going to like flicker through some cards, do a cool little card trick, and I'm going to, you know how you can like arc up cards?
Mhm.
I'm going to do so, and then they're going to just very cleanly organize into a very neat stack, neat as a pin, right in front of him.
That
And then
was
whatever is the
amazing.
equivalent to
Ezekiel, why
like the
can't
ace of
you do
spades,
that?
that's what's happening, and we walk out.
Oh my god.
That was fantastic, Bethers. Why
Oh,
weren't you
okay.
playing in the first place?
Oh, because I was out there getting so much information. It's so good. We got to go find a quiet spot.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course. Wherever. You lead the way.
I take us to the muddy marsupial pouch. That is the best place for
The
privacy.
marsupial mud pouch. So is it like mud wrestling? Is that what I'm like you're
Oh boy, just wait and see.
Oh,
You're gonna
God.
love it.
like a
They've
sex
got
club involving mud?
the whole place
Uh,
smells
uh,
like food.
I want to shout out my partners Rick, Hines, and Court who have joined us. We're the fellow founders of Storytellers Forge, and
Hello.
unfortunately, Rick and Court, we decided whatever Veronica says is canon now for the
Quick,
uh,
call upon your best friends, Batman, Barney the dinosaur, and his dad Godzilla.
Yes.
Just like
Oh.
let's make everything canon.
All right, Pat, we're going to the muddy marsupial pouch for privacy.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's
a private
very
pouch.
yeah, it's a private pouch. You get a private pouch when you are a frequenter of the mud pits. So imagine what is the thing
How
where
many
they do the
pouches you must have.
jousting? Like they do the jousting and like you go there and you eat turkey legs and they bring you mugs of stuff. Medieval times.
Wait, it's a medieval time.
It's a medieval times where you get a private little pouch for you and your friends to have a turkey leg and some beer, and it's actually quite private.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Bethers, what is this that you have learned of?
Okay, so you told me that it's anywhere, right? That the entrance moves. That's what that Tug guy said?
Yes, he did not have great information.
Yeah, well, I think he had confirmation, not just information, all right? And that's okay. So I found out where the entrance is. It's in this, what is it, the still forest? I
Still
completely-
guard. Yeah. Still
The
garden.
still garden. So we're going to go to the still garden. There's a tree there, yellow fruit. I'm sure you're aware.
How did you get this information?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I had to get up close and personal with our follow along friend, and yeah,
Oh,
he was more than willing to give information.
didn't realize you had it in you. I didn't. Huh. You're a shrewd negotiator.
Listen, you don't run the highest earning queue service in the metropoli if you're not a good negotiator?
You told him
This
you never
is-
saw him. You lied to him. Wow. Do we have to wait in line for this tree? Does this tree have a line?
The tree doesn't.
That's a great question.
Well, I believe
It's a secret tree with yellow fruit. 400 people lined up, ready to get into the.
they are all secretly in line. They have no idea where they're going.
That would be fucking funny. We
That
don't
would
even
be.
know we're a line.
We
We're
just saw a
anarchists.
really long line, and we're like, it must be good.
Must be good. Let's look this like a good ride.
I imagine Bevers might do that, where it's like,
What if it's an artificial line created by Bevers? It's like
That's great.
to reduce cluster in other lines.
yes,
That's funny.
amazing.
We just hit on a new
That
criminal enterprise in Knoxville Arts.
that
fake
really
lines.
should be canon.
Run
I
by
know that we
Bevers.
were joking
Yeah.
about her, but that should be canon. That's really
yep.
good.
Fake lines. Oh my god. They just wind you around.
Her
Her master plan is to make the line connect into a big circle.
Oh,
The
that is like
dream.
that is like BBEG level right
Yes,
there.
that's like. How did you
We're
guess
world building
the
tonight,
ultimate
folks.
plot of the Black Ballad is uncover
an infinite loop
the
line
infinite
that you never
line.
get to the end.
scheme?
Yeah.
That's. I think that's worse than destroying the world. that's,
Honestly,
that's true evil.
I mean, that is hope that will never see realization right there. That's great. I'd like to point out that I'm lawful neutral. I respect
Shut
a
up, shut up.
line.
The infinite line is moving. How? Why did it start moving?
Okay, so it is this steel garden, and you said it is a tree with yellow fruit.
Yeah.
There is a door there.
Yes. And your guy Tug said, what? It's a door anywhere. The door moves. My guy said the door is scheduled to move tomorrow, which means we have little time to move tonight.
We must make haste.
I thought you are you going to cast that again?
I mean, I can, if you believe it is important, yes. But last time you just hopped on your broom, so I don't understand why you need this.
Well, I like how it feels.
Well, it makes us feel small. We're on the ground walking, and you're flying on your broom, all happy, willy-nilly. It'd be
Well,
nice
okay,
if we
but-
get a chance on the broom.
But I'm like completely sober right now. So it would feel so weird because I've never had a sober.
Oh, okay,
Come on,
fine,
just one
fine.
time.
It's okay. Young and I will walk. We will follow your broom.
I'm happy to walk. Got to get the blood pumping, you know? Cardio keeps you healthy.
What is cardio?
It's when you're not on a broom.
Ugh.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell Young
look
he doesn't have
up
any
there.
blood to pump.
Hemlock, she's dead. She has no joy anymore. Just let her have the broom.
This is fair. Yes, yes.
You've been here so long you don't even remember what joy is.
Take
As,
offense to
as
that
the
person.
living guy from the outside, I'm here to remind you. That's joy. That up there. Look
It-
at her.
This gray vortex that is in the sky.
No.
drawing
Like
ash
much
upon
closer
us?
to us on the broom.
Oh,
She spent her
Bevers.
whole life in lines.
That is fair. Yes, that is fair.
She's miserable. She needs this break. Let her have the broom.
Absolutely. Okay, this is fair. Okay.
As I get up on the broom, I'm actually going to be making a perception check as I go higher up to see if I can hear the voice of my love, of my constant companion, as they are trying to find a way to resurrect me. So anytime I'm going up on the broom, it is actually because I want to hear the voice of this person that I so desperately love and want to be reconnected with.
I'm trying to decide how cruel I want to be.
Well, that's a 10, so it could go either way.
You aren't sure. You think you might. It could be your mind playing tricks on you, but you almost hear on the wind the faintest hint of like it's like distorted and kind of like echoey to itself. kind of like the way Phil Collins says, "I remember," and in the air of the night, like it's like
Yeah.
like your name, but just like distorted like that, like
Bevers lights one up, and it just starts saying, okay, we've gone through denial, anger. This is just a long line of bargaining.
I might have to make Beverage get resurrected at the end of this because I'm sad now.
Ogres have layers, guys.
Okay. So you make it to the Still Garden. So the Still Garden is a large garden in the middle in the city. It seems almost kind of out of place. It's very quiet, and you just see tons of souls like sitting, or some just laying down, or like meditating, and some take the fact that this is like a city of people waiting very literally, and they just have come here for a tranquil place to literally just sit. And you have people that have been sitting in a meditative stance for years without moving here. You see a few gargoyles up in trees, walking quietly around. No one's talking.
Bevers,
What?
do you see the tree?
Hold on, let me get higher. I say from right behind him.
Buddha, I thought you were above us. Why are you behind us?
Time, freaking nerd.
Why does she do that all the time?
I'm going to go
This
up
must be
and look
joy.
for the yellow peach tree, or not the yellow peach tree, the yellow pear tree. Do I see it?
You do.
Okay. It's right up there. It's maybe a 2-minute walk for you.
Shh. Gargoyle shushes you.
Sorry. 2-minute walk.
Okay, well, let's make our way over. I think we must make haste, or otherwise the store might disappear.
I mean, we've got at least 24 hours. I mean, that's the impression that I got.
Okay.
Sorry.
Regardless, let's go to the door to make the story keep going forward.
Yeah, okay. So we travel for 2 minutes. Pat?
You get to the door. You get to the tree. You don't see a door immediately.
Okay.
Do you think it was a metaphor?
There's different knots in the trees.
The thing, the vial, the thing. Like, let's rub it on the tree because then, like, the magic will disappear.
Ah, that is very smart. I like this.
If you don't already have it, take inspiration.
Thank you.
And I hand it to Bevers to do this because I feel like I don't want any of that touching me. I have magic all over me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And then I'm going to, how would I like to, because I do not want the bubble guts again. Let me see what kind of stuff I've got in my inventory.
I mean, I'll just tell you, that was because you ingested it.
Yeah.
I am going to whip out my whip and just pour some, or like just kind of ease it on, oil the whip a little bit, and just do it.
Wasn't a
against
magic
the
whip,
tree.
was it?
No, it wasn't. It
Okay.
was
Kimo-san was.
listen, I got a high whiz.
Yeah, so you do that, and then you see like a shimmering, and a part of the side of the tree, the trunk kind of morphs into what is very obviously a door.
And a door.
Fantastic. This is quite curious. I say we be very careful going inside. We have no idea what is on the other side.
Hey, Young, do you want to open the door?
Yeah. Can I check this for traps?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God. I was like, I am not good at going into uncertain stitches.
I want to live.
Mhm.
Oh, buddy,
Oh, I rolled a 3. Yeah,
Oh.
no.
looks good.
Looks great. I open it.
And,
Oh.
No, there's no trap. It's fine.
Yes.
I was going to say, you should let me go first.
It's like
There's
a trap
just,
of life. It makes you alive.
Blackness on the other side of it.
Just like their
Mm.
cloth.
Is that
Okay.
what Young says? It's like,
Pat, I sent you a note in private chat because I think I've come up with an idea for like where Young could end today. But yeah, if it's darkness, then I think yeah, I'll take the lead on this.
all right.
As we're entering the dark, kind of behind Young, he just seems like he's always belonged with the crew, you know? So the crew of two. And he'll hear this like big boom behind him as the ball of my flail just like hits the ground, and there's a really large sound of a shield that comes out as well. Are you sure that you want to go first? I mean,
Well, now that I know that you have that, no, I'll take like 2 steps back.
okay, all right. That's kind of the way that I mean, like, I don't want to yuck your yum here, but like, we kind of have a system. What's the
Cool.
system again?
Just away.
Well, you go first, and if anything attacks us, you get hit.
Okay, got it. Yes,
Yes.
I remember now.
Foolproof.
Yeah, I'll draw a short bow, get arrows
Okay.
ready.
Sweet.
All right. Hemlock, you stepping in too?
Yeah, and I'll cast mage armor on myself.
Okay. So you all step in and you almost like walk in, and then it's like the floor almost falls out from under you. You kind of walk over a ledge and you fall for actually what isn't really that far at all. It feels like a couple feet, but all of a sudden you're surrounded by total blackness. And then you hit and land something, and there's a little bit of light, and you can see you're on like a platform, like a wooden steel platform that's connected via catwalk to other platforms, and it's almost like a fog kind of lifts, and you see this massive network of like scaffolding and platforms that's hovering in some black void. And it goes farther than you can see.
I get on my broom. Does-
Okay. Should we go towards the light? Maybe that is the best place to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I have to defend you. So, okay. I put my broom, you know, I've got everything just sort of like backpack together, you know, right? I'm experienced. Put the broom up and continue forward.
Yeah. Okay. So you're flying and the other two are walking.
I'll walk with them. I don't want to put them in a bad situation.
So as you step onto like a catwalk or the platform, it immediately moves and it like rotates to whatever the next platform over was. So it's like different sized platforms that are stationary in these bridges. You step on one, and as soon as you step onto it, it shifts over to the platform next to it. And
Are
you
we
keep
going
walking.
together or we?
It's up to you. I'll say you can all be on. You can all be on. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. But I'm saying like,
gotcha.
well, you would all be together. So it's like your platform, and it's like it's going there. You take a step onto it, and it immediately goes like there.
I gotcha. Okay.
So we don't really have control of what direction we're going because it keeps shifting. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean that's what happened. And you hear like grinding in the distance as if like the same sound of like the movement of like different. It sounds like these are being moved all over the place.
do we feel like it's being moved because of our movement, like when we go onto the platform? Or
I
do we
mean,
feel we have no
you
idea?
don't know. Yeah.
And we're not going towards the light anymore because our platform has shifted.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's far enough where it was like it's still kind of in the direction.
Okay.
And then there's
Okay,
more
I have
catwalk. Yeah.
a GM question. Should we not be paying attention to like the movement and the direction of the movement,
No,
or
don't worry
should we?
about that.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
great.
So then we'll just continue moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you step onto a platform, it shifts. Like the bridge shifts to whatever platform, like the next one over. And you get the idea that it's intentional, it's automatic, it's stepping on it. And the idea is, and it kind of breaks your if you were like spending time here, you would just have to intentionally like look ahead, like I want to go to that where I want to get, and plan ahead, like, all right, I need to step on this one, which is going to move to this one, step on this one, which is moving to this one, step on this one, which is going to move as I step it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an intricate pattern that you have to predict. Well, not predict, but like in advance plan for.
Yeah.
And that's just like their way.
And if
of
you were
keeping
spending
it-
a ton of time here, it'd probably get pretty intuitive and you would just kind of do it automatically. Someone new here that wasn't maybe supposed to be here, it would be very disorienting or throw them off, or hard to get where they were going
They're
to go.
slowing us down. They want to trap us in this room, or not trap us, but like this. It would be a good room to ambush someone in.
Yeah.
Can I, since I'm leading, can I roll an athletics? Because like when you're actually like getting into like, if you like when you do a mud run or something
Yeah.
and you have obstacles, like all of a sudden your body just is like tick, 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 and you just know where to step, where to go, and like I'd like to roll in athletics if you think it's appropriate to just kind of try and move us forward as I'm like kind of intuitively picking up on what feels good. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that is a 24.
Yeah. So Bever starts to pick it up, and I'm gonna say Bever's you. If there's ever a situation where you're trying to get somewhere efficiently, if like you see like 6 platforms over, I need to get to that spot, you would be able to do it really efficiently. You'd be able to do
Okay.
it. You're kind of picking up how this system works pretty quickly. Obviously, you're walking for a bit. You don't really see much of anything. It's just a scaffolding. You see kind of a lot of mist rolling through and clouds and things, and then you step onto another platform, and like this mist kind of washes over you, and then dissipates. And there's a desk, and there's a person sitting at the desk, and it looks like a half-elf woman, and she's got short black hair pulled back in a little pony behind her head. Her right eye is not an eye, it's just like a swirl. It's like a swirl of red light, and she has a scar stemming down from that eye, and it's actually been tattooed, the scar, to look like a stem of like a flower with like a leaf or two branching off of it to the red of her eye.
And she sees us and we see
she's
her.
sitting there like, yeah, it's like it almost materialized. It's like, you must be some dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah? No, you don't say that. Yeah.
I have not slept with mothers.
Cute.
That's...
What are you doing here?
Oh, we're on a reconnaissance mission.
Yeah.
That's really it.
What were you doing on my porch?
I don't even know who you are.
Oh, this is Young. Have you not met Young?
No, I haven't met Young.
You are going to love him.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
God damn it, Young. Why every time?
So what's your deal with the and the bad attitude. I don't get it.
Well, you're intruding.
You broke into
And-
their houses. You
And-
intruded first. This is just you're getting your due, lady.
And the door wasn't even locked. And also, this is a tree.
No, we're not actually in the tree, love.
Oh, are we not? Because I walked into a tree.
No, yes, I obviously, and we should do a better job. We should maybe move it. Also, someone's gonna have to die. The fact that you're here means someone
Who?
talked.
We're all dead, so
Don't do that.
I mean, die
No,
again,
come
like
on. I
double
worked
death.
really
You
hard
know
to
how
be
it
alive.
is.
Young,
Yeah.
Oh.
Young can die. He's
A double
alive.
death. No. You don't even have to worry about that.
he
I've
actually
already
alive?
killed that
Okay,
person.
You can't
I
kill
don't
me.
think so.
Wait,
I don't think
it's
so.
not
Isn't
important. It's
fair.
not important. It's not important right now. You know what? I don't even care. You should have just
The
left
laugh
it alone.
isn't
I'm
care.
sorry. I'm sorry. We took, we needed. Sorry, spell person. You should have left it alone. You should have known better the second you heard the name Dead Hands. Should have left it alone. And now,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. What?
What
Well,
spell
yeah, I
did they
don't-
take
I-
from you? Hemlock,
Yeah.
what spell did they take from you?
They
Yeah,
took
that's
my
a good
grimoire.
question.
All of my
What's in-
spells.
All. Okay.
Well, there must have been a specific one, right?
Yeah,
Well,
what spell?
You don't have to guess. I'll just ask her, what specific spell are you looking for?
I need all of you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
That's the correct DM response. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm good at these. Oh, but I rolled shit.
I
12.
didn't do good.
23. Oh, and mine's a natural 20.
Do I have inspiration? Did anybody in chat give me anything?
Chat,
How dare you?
Chat, you got any of that? Chat, you got any of that inspiration?
How dare you?
Inspire
Any
Fred.
of the other co-creators want to help me out? I rolled a 1, guys.
No, I sensed it.
So anyone? So
Oh,
Hemlock-
Courtney just gave you inspiration.
Oh,
I get.
Oh. of course allowed. Courtney
okay?
is
Did I get
Courtney is our chief editor, so
Oh.
technically she can take any words I write down and change them.
so she
So-
just edited the
You were just
scene,
She just
drafting.
edited,
and I get to
yeah.
re-roll.
Wait, that's so much power. I realize she has.
You
Um,
do that though.
That is
Oh,
that is
oh,
a
DM
4.
disadvantage.
It's
Oh, we
still
love to
only
see
a
it.
Still a
14.
4.
No, 14.
14 is
14.
better than a 1.
Well, 14 was the DC. So
Oh, okay.
I failed.
all right, so
Did you
Hemlock and Peppers duck out of the way. Young, you take a knife, like a dagger to the shoulder, gets thrown out of the darkness and hits you.
Ah!
And
Oh,
you take,
no, he doesn't. I immediately block in with my hold on. Sorry.
Psi
Something's
power.
yeah, I
got
got all
something for
these
this?
psi
It's like
powers.
psi
Yeah.
shield or psi.
It's my fighting style is interception. Everything I do is defense based. And so I am going to like reach down with my huge shield and be like, no. See, Young is my new young friend. And I pull my target back up. And any damage that you were going to take is reduced by 1d10 plus 3.
Oh, nice.
roll it.
So that's an 8, Pat. That's an 8.
So you get negative two. You get 2 temporary hit points. So you get negative 2 damage.
You
Wait,
know,
Can I ask a
unfortunately.
quick question that I didn't really think
Yeah.
about?
Mhm.
What happens if we die here?
That's a really good question, Fred. And we answer it in the Black Ballad, which you all should go back right now. Short answer is the way it's supposed to go is you could just wind up back here, but if you die too many times, you go crazy, you go mad, and but there's also things shift and new consequences, more dire consequences, in the are wrought upon the Sunless Crossing.
Got it. Okay.
But basically, you start to break down and deteriorate your consciousness, your existence, your sentience. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Yeah,
Let's do a fighty fight
absolutely.
on these moving
Jesus
scaffolding bridges
Christ.
over an endless void.
I rolled a
That
6.
broom's gonna be really. That broom is one hell of a Deus Ex Machina to
Yeah.
have on it.
Yeah. I got a 15.
Okay.
I'm a 10.
As your friend Veronica, yes, you are.
Aw, thanks, bud.
I
Where'd
rolled
you
a
get?
6.
The 6. All right. So daggers come, and Young, you should have gotten hit, but you didn't. And then Beavers, you're up front, right?
I am up front.
So as you duck, you kind of duck out of the way, and then you snatch the dagger that was meant for Young out of the air. You come up and see Josie Rose bearing down on you with a long ass spear. You don't know where the hell it came from. And I'm gonna need to roll something too. She's gonna try to stab you with it. I'm assuming
Beavers.
a 9 does not hit Beavers AC.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't
So you said you had a shield, so it's she thrusts at the spear and it glints off your shield. She swings it around again, so it's kind of like slings off. She like uses that momentum and is trying to like do almost like a slash with the spear, with the edge of the spear. Does a 15 hit your AC?
So no, and I will tell you why. Because I have an animated shield, at which point I'm gonna fling this off of my arm and
Yeah.
really loudly scream, "That's enough!" Which is what animates my shield. And now we all have I have +2 to my AC.
Oh damn! All right. So with that, it is Young. It is your turn. You see, kind of materializing in the darkness on other platforms and scaffolding not too far. You see a number of other dark cloaked figures where these knives presumably came from. You see at least 3 or 4 of them within close proximity.
In close proximity to each other, to me.
Like 30 feet away, within 30 feet of you.
Okay. I'm going to. Are they just gonna throw these knives? I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Spike Growth.
Okay.
And it's gonna put the platform on the platform between me and them, 20-foot radius. The ground twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. It's going to be difficult terrain, and every 5 feet that someone tries to pass through it, they take 2d4 piercing damage.
Oh wow.
Awesome. Okay.
So I'm gonna lay down, and that's my action. I'm gonna lay down an area that if they try to run up on me, they'll take damage, and then I'm gonna stand behind it and try and shoot them with arrows on my next turn.
All right. Let me roll for this. Then we'll have this price round. Beavers, you have a turn now.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I don't know if you saw my message in chat. I don't have an additional 2 to AC. I have the 2 to AC from the shield.
Okay.
But now the shield is animated, and for a minute, sorry, and until I end it, let's see, what does it do again? Shields leap into the air and hovers my space to protect me, as if I were wielding it. But now I have
Cool.
2 hands to swing my flail super hard. So, is Josie Rose near me to where I can hit her,
She's
or
10 feet away from you.
okay, great. So I'm gonna come in with some telekinetic movement.
I do still owe you a disadvantage roll on my next one. I know, yeah.
Well, that is very fair. So maybe don't use it
Chat.
on me. So I am gonna take the flail and use my telekinetic movement, which means I will be up and above the terrain, which is now treacherous, and move towards Josie to make an attack. So let
All
me
right.
do that.
You're just kind of like hovering a little bit above the ground.
Yeah,
Sort of
yeah.
That's cool.
So
Kinda
that's a
like walking on air.
25 to
Yeah,
her
that
AC.
hits. I was like,
All right.
no.
And oh man, I'm rolling hot today. So
Damn
that's
it.
11. But because I'm using that
Don't.
psionic thing in an attack,
Don't kill my cool villain.
hold on, it's gonna be all right, Pat. It's gonna be okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's just 1d8 extra. It'll be fine. And you'll take an extra 3 damage.
So what's the total?
Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I just moved all my dice out. I can just re-roll my d10. 1 plus 5, so that will be 12 on mine then, and then
Okay.
an additional 3.
All right. Owie. So you get her, smack her. Say she staggers a little bit and hits like the railing of the scaffolding. And she's gonna do a reaction though and kind of snap her fingers. And the platform, so you guys are on this like walkway you're on that's covered in spike growth, is gonna break off from the platform she's on and turn to another one where there's 2 enemies standing right at the end of it. And they're both gonna they're gonna both throw daggers it was the marching order. It was like Bevers, Young, Hemlock.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, but it
I
sounds like
imagine
it's moving
it'll be
around
cool.
because this platform's moving, which is
Well,
pretty
you are
slick.
all like, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Disadvantage. That misses. And then do I have another disadvantage? Or one more?
Hmm.
Let's say I have one more. They both throw knives. You duck out of the way because I have all right, I think I'm out of disadvantages unless the chat wants to add more.
Do it.
Hemlock, you are up. There are plenty of baddies. There are 2 very close right in front of you all, kind of in front of your friends. There's 2 more that are within 30 feet of you. And there's Josie Rose kind of back on a platform you're not connected to, but not too far.
Oh, court redeemed DM disadvantage.
Court.
Jarvis, what do you suggest I do here? Well, sir, I maybe you should do the let's do the dragon's fire breath. And so Jarvis will position himself like next to a group of them. You said there are groupings of 2 or more? Pat?
Yeah.
So I will go to the largest group. This spectral version of my spell book can be about 60 feet away from me. And you see Hemlock pop like a hot pepper into his mouth from his satchel. And he just, as he's about to just his face is turning red and looks like he's just about to burp an incredibly large breath out of his mouth. It comes out of Jarvis and just singes the guys over there.
Okay.
And you will have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
With disadvantage. Oh, a fucking disadvantage. I'm posing it on both because it's kind of the same roll. I'm assuming that an 8 and a 10 don't succeed
No,
for each of the 2 fellas.
it does not. They're both going to take 12 points of
Hachi-machi.
fire damage.
Noise.
They don't like that one bit. Owie. Top of the round, Josie is going to regain get her faculties together, and she is going to, from across the way. She is not happy with Bevers because Bevers made her look silly. So she is going to kind of take her spear, kind of slam it down, and collect this, like the swirling red light in her missing right eye kind of gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and a burst of red energy emits from it. Just 14 probably doesn't hit your AC because I'm rolling like absolute dog shit over here.
All she sees is my animated shield absorbing this damage and making a smirky face.
I don't like you.
Mm. It's so
Um,
weird because I don't like you.
And she's going to, in her bonus action, disappear in a poof of smoke and then appear in another poof 15 feet away from Hemlock behind you all. That'll be her turn. I know my problem is I'm using my LED. Now I'm using my LED dice for you all. These light up when I
Ooh,
roll 'em.
fancy.
Let's see how it's going.
He's so
Young,
fancy.
your turn.
I want to shoot arrows at the guys who threw knives at me.
Okay.
Appropriate.
Okay. I have my spike growth that I'm using as cover. Did she like move the platform in a way where these guys can get past the spike growth, or is the platform
No,
just?
I envisioned it like you are all on like a catwalk platform, like
Mhm.
kind of lined up, and you put it all
Mhm.
across that. So anyone who's going to try to get within like melee range of you is going to have to go through it.
Cool.
And that
Sweet.
moved with you.
Okay. Okay. I get to fire 2 arrows. I have a longbow. I'm +7. My first hit is an 18, so we're looking at
Yep.
25. And my second hit is a natural 1.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously the first one hits.
Pretty good damage though. I rolled max for the longbow, so 12 damage.
Okay.
And then my Fey Wanderer class has dreadful strikes. When I hit a creature with a weapon, I deal extra psychic damage once per turn. So he's got another 3 for 15 total.
You hit one of the ones that got burned
Mm-hmm.
by Jarvis,
Mhm.
and the arrow goes like right through his eye, and he drops.
Yes.
All right. So the one.
I don't have to feel bad because he's already dead.
So there were two that were. There's the two that were in front, and one of them is now dropped and dead. And there were two that were off to the side. One of them is missing. The other one is going to hurl. Just saw that and is going to throw a dagger at you. I'm going to assume a 25 hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
You wish it did.
Um.
I
Look at that.
have my shield go right in front of him.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, for real. And you are going to reduce 6 damage.
Okay. Let's roll and see if you still take anything. All right, you still take 4 slashing
Okay.
damage.
Maybe you should save that for Josie's attacks.
And then I'm gonna have to do this. Who is this gonna be? Because I had planned this. All right, I'm rolling random to see who this is. Hemlock, make me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a bad one for me.
You have advantage or you have inspiration.
I think I used it.
No, I
Yeah.
gave it to you during your last thing.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, so I will use that then. And it's still a 13.
Okay. So out of the darkness, there was one of these cloaked like thief characters that you saw earlier. That was by the one that just threw daggers from across the way and they were missing. And they come out of nowhere swinging on a whip that's like attached to a scaffolding above you. And they kick you in the chest. And you hit the railing and you flip over. I will let you choose a athletics, acrobatics to try and grab on to the edge of the scaffolding.
I have neither of those. Okay. I will do acrobatics.
I'm gonna say Beverly, you see it. It's very obvious. You see this happen. You see this guy swing like fucking Spider-Man, kick Hemlock, and he topples over and he's like falling.
I rolled an 11.
You see his hands kind of like get the thing and just kind of slow him down a little bit. He slips and he starts to fall. Anyone have a reaction? Anyone do?
Well.
I am going to use my
Actually, it's Bever's
my
turn. Actually, I just realized.
Oh, fucking hell, yes. Okay, great. So I am going to use my psionic thrust to get the fuck over there as fast as I can, and I'm going to grab him, like forearm to forearm, and just give him like a fate whispers to the warrior, "You cannot withstand the storm." The warrior whispers back, "I am the storm," and throws him back. And I'm gonna try and inspire him to go after this, like, shit, you're
Okay.
weak as hell, but like,
Pat, I
we're
think
good.
Rick redeemed a bless for you
Ooh.
so that you get to bless our bad guy.
Rude.
What is this mutiny?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who out there is pro GM? I've never even heard of such a thing. Okay, so what is that? That's my movement. Is anything near me?
I mean, not so. If you swoop down, there was one right in front of you, but you swooped down, grabbed Hemlock, kind of like hurled them back up. What's your movement on the broom?
So on the broom, no, this is just my psionic thrust. I'm not,
Oh,
yeah.
so
So
yeah, you
I'm,
can get to melee to a number to Josie to multiple enemies, whatever. Yeah,
I
you can.
will run to Josie then, or
Okay.
so I'll get to Josie just sliding in. So I'm going to use that momentum that I used to throw Hemlock to safety to kind of do like a sliding into home. Oh my gosh, why am I getting any
Oh, I just looked at yeah.
notifications?
Haha. I get 3 of my NPCs. I can add D4s to their roll.
So I am going to just do a flail at Josie first.
Okay.
And
Was that a first level bless, Rick?
that is a natural 20
Oh,
for
I guess
me.
that hits.
And so, I mean, it's like 28. But once per turn, when I hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, which is what I do, I can move 5 feet. And so, and provided that target is not a size larger than me, so I'm going to actually pull back out of that. But and then I am going to use my Crusher special because my name is Bevers Lee Crusher, and everybody has advantage against Josie
I'm gonna take away
until
your
the start of
inspiration.
my next turn.
I want to take away your inspiration for that.
Well, you can't. It's on my character sheet.
All right.
That's good. That's gonna end my turn.
Young, a guy. So what happens if someone tries to move through the overgrowth?
They're gonna start taking damage, and it's
Okay.
To be honest, if they try to walk straight through it, it's bad for them.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna say
because-
that he's gonna try and he's gonna go like 5 feet first, and then what
2d4
happens?
damage.
2d4.
No saving throw. He just takes
He just
2d4
takes it?
Oh,
damage
that's pretty cool.
for
Okay, so he
every
gets-
5 feet. So if he tries to walk through the whole thing, he's taking 8d4 piercing damage.
No, okay. So
Nice.
so the one who's in front of you, he tries to do it. He goes 5 feet. He gets cut up by something. He stops. He gets pissed. He puts
it's
away the
difficult
rapier.
terrain.
He's gonna try and do a stab on you on. And he throws a dagger at you.
Okay.
That's a 26. to
Mission
hit.
accomplished. That's what that spell is for.
Yeah, that's a 26 to hit.
David, yeah, that's gonna hit.
That's 8 piercing damage.
Oh, actually, let me make a concentration check for the last time I took damage.
Okay.
You know what? He can run up. I'm sorry to make you walk this back. We can
Yeah.
we can say it's now if you want, but I failed a concentration check, so this spell's going away.
After this round, that's fine.
Okay.
After this turn, that's fine. He does it,
Um,
and it's you getting hit with this dagger. We'll say that makes you
cool.
lose the concentration.
Sorry, boss. I'm taking how much damage? 6? Is it more?
It was 8 piercing
8.
damage.
Cool.
Wait,
all
can
right,
I
and then
see
there's-
him?
Can you, I envision this. It's kind of behind you, but you probably can see this happen, like out of the corner of your eye. You are kind of locked in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
You reduce by 7 points. As
So it
my
takes 1?
shield just goes right in front of that. So it's all defense, man. It's all defense. This is my first time ever playing a fighter, and I gotta say it's really fun. And a human fighter at that.
Fighters are fun.
Yeah.
So, Beavers, as you do that, you feel like this crackle of energy circle around you. I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
It's a 22.
Well, fuck. This like arc of lightning tries to wrap around your torso and then doesn't quite do the job. And then dissipates. No, Hemlock, you are so where did you throw him? Where'd you put Hemlock when you caught him?
I
Kinda
wouldn't have
backward.
had the opportunity to I mean, like, I'm not
You
I
just
wouldn't.
throw me the other side and I keep
Well,
falling.
I'm throwing you like to safety, but like
Yeah.
there was no way I could have like pinpointed you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as
I'm gonna say you're
Bevers,
prone, by the way, Hemlock.
that's fine because he's like visibly upset. Did I take damage or was it just like a knock off the railing move?
It's just like a knockoff. Yeah.
Okay. He's like visibly
You
upset.
would have
'cause
fallen
he-
for an infinity amount of time until you went mad from the loneliness, from this isolation.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Aw.
He's visibly upset because when you kicked him, he ended up swallowing the hot pepper all the way that was in his mouth, casting dragon breath. And so you see him like rifling in his bag, and you see him pull out what looks like, I don't know, like a small white pill. It's large though. And he stuffs it in his mouth and he starts to just like convulse. And from the ground, like his hair and pants start to rip and his skin starts to tear and these black wings sprout out of his back. And he ate a crystallized cocoon, cast polymorph, his 1/4 level spell. He's 7th level, which means he could turn into an adult young black dragon and has polymorphed into an incredibly large black dragon who can now fly. And that'll be his turn for now. And next turn,
Holy
he is
crap.
wreak havoc.
Being dead is cool. You guys can do all kinds of stuff.
us.
We
Is
could
that-
make you dead if
Can
you'd
you
like.
do another? Is the
Bring
your
you
turn to
back.
make that transformation?
I think polymorph is
Okay.
the standard action. Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll stand up as the
Yeah.
move
Upon
action.
seeing that, one of like the minions runs away. It's just like,
That's
fuck
fair.
this, I'm out. All right, backing up at the top. Josie is really ticked off at you, Bevers. You're not her favorite person. She is coming at you. All right. Her spear gets like surrounded with like darkness, like shadows are like being drawn into her spear as she thrusts it forward. And I've got my bless, so that's 18 plus 7, so 25.
Yep, that hits.
All right, and that is You're gonna take 15 psychic damage. And then the shadows dissipate, and she just stabs again with the spear. And that's an 18.
That matches.
See,
Match
I always felt
goes
like
to me.
I always felt like ties should go to the defender. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
rules are.
That is how
But-
I have literally always played.
I know in 5e, it's like if it meets, it beats.
Yeah,
But-
it's so stupid.
I know, but you're gonna take 5 more piercing damage.
You got it.
Are you hurting?
Nah, I'm good.
Dang
dude.
it.
I'm good, bro.
Young, your turn. You got a guy who's like 10 feet away from you, who's trying to march towards you. You got caught up, threw a dagger, hurt you, and then your stuff fell away.
Yeah, I hear you.
And there's
Did
all around. There's a few.
Veronica, did Bevers do something that gives us advantage on
You-
Rosie
Yes, you have advantage against Rosie.
for ranged attacks as well as melee attacks?
Yep.
Sick. Okay. Then I'm gonna pivot away from this guy.
Yeah.
Be with you in a minute. and
Pivot.
and put my 2 shots on the boss lady here. Okay. Longbow. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So the first attack hits. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
Okay, 1 hit. I'm looking at 10 piercing and 4 psychic damage.
Oof. All right. So just arrow hits her in the shoulder. She's like, ah.
Then
Fuck you.
I've got a bonus action now that my concentration dropped.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike. This is a buff.
Mm-hmm.
I move like the wind, so I don't provoke opportunity attacks. And then once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on an attack and do extra damage, and my movement speed goes up for a turn.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it's a little. So if this guy runs into melee, I'll be able to run away from him without provoking opportunity attack.
Okay.
And that's a bonus action. So my
Mhm.
turn's over. I got this buff ready for next time.
Okay. Let me take a look.
And I guess
here.
I'll move away from him now, because if I move away now, then I might be able to outdistance him and keep him out of melee range.
Yeah.
I don't know how much running room I have on this catwalk.
Yeah. All right. Dragon Hemlock does a 19 hit your AC.
It does.
Okay. You're gonna take. How close are? I guess I would be up for me to decide. No, there's no one within 5 feet of you. So, but you are going to take 19 cold damage as
Okay.
a
Wow.
knife made of ice pierces your dragon hide, and then explodes. But there's nobody within 5 feet of you. It's a teammate. But take that, and Bevers, make me a dexterity saving throw.
$21.
All right, you nearly step out of the way as a whip tries to coil around your ankle.
That
from
sounds
15
like
feet
me.
up, off to the side, and it's your turn.
Sweet. Okay.
You're like kind of
Who-
between Josie and one of her minions who just tried to whip.
Did you
grab
say that sounds like me?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, saucy. It took a second.
So yeah, I'm gonna do a flail at Josie, and I am gonna use my inspiration. So
Oh, I can cast Bane. I can cast Bane. Oh.
So that's a 24 versus your AC.
On Josie,
Mm-hmm.
that hits.
The first attack is 12 damage. And as oh fuck yes. Okay, so the first attack is I swing my flail at Josie, hits for 12 damage. My natural 20 so it's does another 13 damage. But hold on, that's not all.
Court, we'll say that's fine. It makes it easier for me. You baned me, so I lose my bless because it's just the opposite of bless. So
And I am gonna expend a psionic die, and I am going to force her to, if she is close enough to the edge, I am going to use force damage against her and try to push her off of the ledge here. And then she is going to take 4 force damage. So that's kind of a shitty roll, but
okay, that just kind of pushes her right back up against like the railing, but not enough to kind of.
okay. And then let's see. Do I have anything else? Oh, and I hit with my bludgeoning, and I got a crit, so you both have advantage on your next turn against Josie.
Rude.
Can I just say, like, in chat, this meta fight is playing out where Rick casts Bless on you, Court casts Bane on
Yeah.
you.
It's
Like-
extra funny because I'm sure a lot of people don't know if you know that the two of them are together, are physically in the same place and also as in love together. So this is very
As
fun.
in love.
Yeah. And so I imagine them just across the room from each other, yelling, like looking up spells and looking up what they can do. All right. So, Young, the guy in front of you, he's coming forward and he's gonna do a lunge at you with a rapier to try.
Okay,
and
let's
do
see
a
if he hits me. I don't really have anything
stabby.
special for
He
defense.
crits.
Oh. Lay it on me.
All right. And he just runs you through with this thing. And that's 16 piercing damage.
Are you about to say plus?
No, just 16 piercing damage.
Okay. I'm bloodied.
And then he's gonna, with his offhand, try to slash at you with a dagger.
Son of a bee.
That is garbage time, and he misses at that. He was too excited that he got to stab you.
Reduce
Okay.
your damage by 7.
I should have made these enemies harder.
By 7? Okay. I'll take 7 back.
All right, I'm not playing around anymore. Hemlock, you Dragon Hemlock.
Who is left? What do we
I
got?
need to make a save to see if
You got
my
3
buff-
minions and Josie still up.
Is Josie like bloodied?
She's looking a little rough.
What about the 3 minions? Are they together?
One's looking like shit. No, they're pretty spread out.
Okay. Even for like a dragon's fire breath to like capture
Yeah,
all of them.
I envision you got like to the side, you got Young fighting with one. Kind of in front of you, you've got Josie, Bevers, and another one. And then there's this like random one that's like swinging around in his fucking whip. He's just going.
Maybe try and
Okay.
intimidate.
Well, so I'm going to just flex all of my muscles as I push off of the platform. I start to fly towards Josie, and it will intimidate be considered a standard action if I try to stop her from continuing this fight.
I'll let you do it as a bonus action.
Okay. I do so as a dragon. Where's my book?
What do you have, like a plus 16 to that or something as a dragon?
I am a dragon, yes. I don't know what my intimidate stat is. I don't have one.
Colonel Blah gave you DM disadvantage, but then someone immediately gave you inspiration. The chat war for your fate,
Yes.
Pat, rages on.
Listen, do you want to die now and come back rot with more problems than you already have? Or are you going to give up the grimoire that you stole from me?
Like, you know what I'm gonna do? Just Josie's very tough, very deadly, has killed a lot of people, both living people, dead people. You are a dragon. In an adult side dragon in her
A
face.
young adult acid breathing dragon
Yeah.
in her face.
At the end of the day, she's about self-preservation, wealth, power accumulation. She's not a zealot dying for any cause. She's gonna look at that, do an assessment, and then just disappear in a puff of smoke.
Wow.
Let's take a long rest. Take a long
And
rest,
then
guys.
the black cloaked roguish thieves are mostly going to try and start to run away. However, Young, the one you're fending off with, decides he's going to get one last thrust of the rapier in, and it pierces you right through the heart.
Wait,
Your
hold on.
still beating heart, and you drop.
Did he stop, drop, and roll off the edge?
And then you stand back up.
Oh,
Well, part of you stands back up, and then it's like now there's two Youngs. There's a dead body of Young on the scaffold, and another Young kind of steps up out of it. I'll let you describe from there what it looks like and what...
Yeah, I think my ghost is looking down at my body, and I'm gonna turn to Bev
the whole time.
and I'm gonna look at you, Bev. Look at my body. Look at you. See, I told you I was alive.
Oh shit, he was telling the truth the entire time.
I mean, like, you have to understand, though, we don't see alive people. It's just not the culture of where we are, which I've forgotten
Boy.
the name.
I guess you don't
That's
see
the thing,
alive
there's no
people
culture
anymore
here.
either.
No. There's culture. There's no customs here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So do I get citizenship now? How does this work?
I've never applied for citizenship. I think you just get it. Yeah. I think if you're born here, you get it, you know? I mean, if you
Wait, born?
well, like reborn, but dead.
Born? I could have.
More like bloodborne, you know? Just ugh.
All right. Well, does anybody want to buy me a drink and show me the ropes of this place?
Oh yeah, we can't drink.
You
That's
can't-
all for show, buddy. So sorry. You should have had a drink. It's just for smells now. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you that you were. Oh, and then yeah, we'll go
This
to.
explains
a bar
why it
for
all
sure.
tasted so bad.
It just smells.
I should have mentioned Hemlock, your grimoires, this mist that's been kind of dissipates in that desk Josie was originally sitting at. Your grimoires sitting there, and all Young's shit from the porch. Your knickknacks are in a pile off to the side on the ground next to it.
What do
the
we
desk.
do with this thing? I'm gonna gesture at my body. I hope a necromancer doesn't come around and animate it, because
Ew. Wait, I mean, you want to stay here?
do I have a choice?
Oh, do you have friends? And I mean, you could get resurrected. Oh, can you get resurrected from here? I think you're here, but
I think that's the next quest.
I was gonna
next
say push his
time,
body off
when
into the
Pat's
void.
prepared.
But, yeah, I was gonna say push his body
Okay.
off into the void, but then if he gets resurrected to it,
Oh no.
you have to babysit his body just in case.
Oh my god, can we do like a weekend at Bernie's?
I was
Where
just
we have to
thinking the
like
same.
carry his
You try to
fucking
get back
body?
in it, Young.
Yeah.
You try to get.
Yeah,
then-
lay back down in this
You're
thing.
like, come on.
And then like Young's ghost just goes into like the dead body of Young to make it talk like a fucking puppet. Like you have to like haunt your own body to make your body look like it's alive.
Oh my god, we have a young and an
Wait,
old.
you're just describing being
Oh.
a human being. I am just like this perception, consciousness. That's just you haunting your physical body. What's the
Deep.
difference?
We're all just ghost piloting meat robots.
Yeah. That's the Black Ballad in a nutshell.
So
Good
you got your
job,
stuff.
meat suits.
did we-
That was
Say,
fun.
win?
if we ever do now, I mean,
Oh.
until next time, how the fuck are you gonna get out of here?
I'm content. I have closure on this character. This is great.
Oh, don't forget, I did that athletics things. I'm gonna just run
Can't I just like shoot acid everywhere and create a hole in the ground?
into the infinite
Into
void.
the void?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'll just cast like
Just vomiting
Dimension door.
forever into the
I mean,
void.
yeah, you can, if you have dimension door, you can just dimension door out of here. But you recovered your shit, and you have a mortal enemy who probably is going to come after you at some point and try
That's
to
fair.
unkill you, kill you again, double kill you, double secret kill you.
oh, the scar's the stem. I get it now. Wait,
Listen,
cut.
halfway through, I was like, oh.
The eyes, the rose.
Yes.
As a dragon, you're saying this
Oh,
is just
yeah.
like, guys, I get it now.
Kronk. Amazing.
Yeah. So you solved the thievery problem with violence, as all
Yeah.
RPG problems are usually solved.
I mean, we
And
tried
they
not
solved
to
it with
stop.
violence.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
tried not to though.
Hey, we went to a lot of different places. We saw a lot of people.
Yeah.
I almost kissed someone. So
Right.
You get a
it didn't
suit.
have to. Yeah. Exactly.
I like to think you get the epilogue is when you get out and you're carrying Young's body and Young Ghost. You come out. So there's Ghost Young's body. Hemlock comes out clutching Skirmar Bevers. That ne'er-do-well rogue is waiting. She's like, hey, you wanna get a drink sometime?
We'll never know.
I don't
No, I'm attached.
Oh.
And I fly up into the sky.
Oh, that's right. Because you're still waiting for Oberyn to
Yeah.
resurrect you.
To resurrect my kick-ass ass. Yeah, I wrote that backstory for Bevers, like thinking,
Yeah.
oh yeah, for sure she would have like jumped in front of the love of her life or whatever. But
Mhm.
then I'm like, why wouldn't I have just used my shield? But maybe I was out of psionic points. Like the whole time I was like, wait a minute.
It could have been something you gained. One of the fun thing I love doing these Black Belt things with people is some people have played characters where they were one
true.
class in their life, and then like their remanifestation of themselves is like, well, actually, they're now a this or something.
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
their afterlife. I'm like, oh, that's fun. That makes sense.
That is fun.
So this is a little slice of life before things go crazy and the world gets turned upside down in the Black Belt main campaign. But thank you all so much. I appreciate the time, both everyone that hung out with us in the chat and turned it into a war of blessings and curses.
That
That
pretty
was
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah, that was fun.
Personally, I love when they cancel out because then I don't have to actually do anything.
Except keep up with it.
Yeah. Thank you, Rob, for that. But yeah, would love if you're here and you haven't supported the Black Belt, what are you waiting for? Get us to that next stretch goal. Let's go around and do like pluggables and things. Tell people where they can see more of you, hear more of you, see more of you. Veronica.
Yeah, if you want to see more of me, I stream every Sunday-ish at about 8:30-ish on Geekly Inc. Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/Geekly Inc. If you want to keep up with me, where mega corporations grab all of your information and then sell it and use it to manipulate you into buying other items, sure, I am on social media as Typical Veronica. And you can also follow my podcast at CAF Podcast, where Fred and I are playing Horny Call of Cthulhu.
Robert.
Hey, I'm Rob. I am Robert G. Reeve anywhere on social media. I am about 90% of the way through a project that I walked away from for a little bit, but I'm getting across the finish line now. It is This Booklet is a Mimic. The booklet
Wonderful.
itself is all about mimics and full of mimics. It does world building that imagines like how mimics came to be, and one of my favorite details in it is that mimics lay eggs that look like coins,
Nice.
and they
amazing.
carry them around in their own treasure chest mouths.
That is awesome.
That
is awesome.
so delightful. Just like
Yeah.
one of the best titles for something ever too. I love stuff like that. It's like
The cover is like a I don't speak French, trompe l'oeil, like the fool of the eye. Like, so the booklet itself looks like an innocuous like piece of art that's like public domain art, because then you don't gotta, then it's cheap. Budget,
Yeah.
keep it down. But yeah, it's a I'm gonna wrap that up and get it out there. So find me on social media if you want to see that.
Heck yeah.
That's me.
Fred.
Yeah. If you want to find me on the Twitterverse, you can find me at I Think I'm Fred. Like V said, you can find us on Sunday nights playing Call of Cthulhu at twitch.tv/Geekly Inc. If you want to listen to something different, I actually run a Monster of the Week actual play podcast Monday nights called Vanguard of the Veil on twitch.tv/Geekly Inc. as well, around 8:45 p.m. Eastern. And if you'd like to follow my podcast, you could follow it at Vanguard Veil.
And
Cool,
that
cool.
is a Monster of the Week campaign.
Pat,
Yes.
you gotta
I'm
do
at
you.
I'm at the Pet Edwards everywhere. You can I write novels and stuff, but really the Black Ballad. Yeah, if you haven't, please do. Love you all. We're really excited and overwhelmed by the support so far, and we still got a ways to go. We're going until April 5th, and we would love to get all these stretch goals. Let's get that 120. I believe that's the raiser. That's like the next raise for our contributors. So let's get them because if you looked at the page, if you click the link, I think it's been getting posted every so often or a couple times in chat. The art's gorgeous. We have wonderful editors, wonderful team. We're just really humbled by all the awesome people that have been supporting this. Thank you so much. All right. I'm gonna hit the button. I always forget that I'm the one doing the back end of this.
Thank you for
chat.
inviting me. I know it was kind of like
Yeah.
last minute, but
No, Robert,
I'm
thank you
so
so
glad I got
much
to
for
play in this
joining
world.
us. That was blessed, and we need to have you back and do more. I'm always doing things, And I know you strike me as someone who's often the forever DM as well.
Yes, thank you for lifting me of my curse. It's been years.
I'm one of those weirdo, those sickos who is I'm in a real love and DMing mode these days. So
yeah, me too, to be honest.
I'm in I enjoy it a lot. So I partly because I love to I'll have an idea of the way things are going to go in my head, but that's less important to me than creating situations and seeing how you all react to it. And I want to help you fulfill your goals for your players and what they want to be. And I wasn't sure, Veronica's thing with the oil revealing the door makes perfect sense. I didn't think of it. You didn't. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Of course, that's how that's gonna work. Yeah. I love stuff like that. So I love being able to pivot and then adapt on the fly. And it's a ton of Tyrell Banks. That wasn't pre-planned. The Taylor that was. So I love stuff like that. So I enjoy it a lot.
And I know it sounds like it was probably planned, but the muddy marsupial pouch, improv, baby. Crazy.
I want to see what Rick has to say before I hit off. Okay, but Pat. Yes, boss. Yes, I know. We have some writing deadlines and some other projects that are due very soon. So yes, I'm aware. Yes, I know, Unisol. But All right. I'm gonna hit in 3, 2, 1. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Bye.